Welcome back to another edition of Prep Preview on CISN, powered by Fairway. I'm Trent Condon. Well, we got a big night of high school football coming your way this evening. The Little Cyclones from Ames will make a visit to Ankeny Centennial to take on the Jaguars. It's Ankeny and West Des Moines Valley in our second matchup and our third out in Waukee as the Warriors play host to the Johnston Dragons. Should be three good ones here for you on the air on CISN. You can find all those games. Just search CISN on YouTube, and all the game casts will pop up here for you this evening. Before we take a look at the games this week, let's take a look back at what we saw a week ago, and maybe the best team in the state, maybe the best team in Southeast Polk program history was on the field Friday night as they dispatched the Valley Tigers. Incredibly impressive performance from the Rams. Number one in the rankings. You wondered how they were going to respond after they ascended to that top spot. They were ready to go from the opening gun and dominated the Tigers in a big 34-7 victory. They did it on both sides of the football. Defense was suffocating, making it incredibly difficult for Valley to do much of anything offensively. Outside of a big swing pass out to Jaden Williams, they did what they wanted up front, really controlled the Valley offensive line, and that defense played at a high level. But you continue to see it also on the offensive side from Southeast Polk. An offensive line that averages 280 pounds across, a young sophomore in Caden Proctor who has offers all across the country. He's a big-time prospect. Their quarterback, Jackson Daly, manning the controls. They can run the football. They can do it with a myriad of different running backs. Titus Christensen. They put Xavier Nwankpa in there at times. This is a high-level team. Emmanuel out at the wide receiver position. Really, all facets of the game appear to be incredibly high for Southeast Polk. I mentioned Xavier Nwankpa, and how about the hit that he laid against Cale Nessheim? One of the biggest hits. He was called for targeting on that play and ejected for the game. Southeast Polk without a game this week. Their next matchup will be against Ottumwa, and they'll be without the services of Nwankpa because of that ejection. Look clean. You can see the highlight at CISN. We have it there. I'll tell you one thing, though. He is a high-level prospect, and you can see why Oklahoma and Notre Dame and Ohio State and here locally, Iowa and Iowa State, they want the services of him. He's still got another football season in front of him, though. Just a junior, Xavier Nwankpa from Southeast Polk. Tough one for Valley on their side of things, certainly, but they look to bounce back this week as they'll take on Ankeny. We'll get into that game a little bit later on. Waukee and Dowling Catholic. This is a game, wasn't surprising about the result. It was surprising the way the game played out. And you look at the numbers of this one, certainly higher scoring. I think that anybody can be anticipated walking into that one. But when you look at this Dowling Catholic team, you knew they were going to be good defensively. The questions remain on the offensive side of the football. They answered a whole lot about that, with what they did against Waukee, come roaring back and get that victory. Still two good teams, and I think two teams that have a chance to make a run to get back to the Unidome again this season. We saw them a few years back face off for a spot in the championship game. Very well could see that again this season, depending on the way the bracket plays out. Those are just a couple of the big games that we saw a week ago. Lots of good ones, and we got more good ones come your way again this week. Also big news on the front of ineligibility as we sit here and get ready for the games tonight. Jake Rubley, the transfer quarterback from Colorado, four-star who's committed and signed to play at Kansas State. His season has come to a close according to the association. They are going to go out there and ask for a reverse of that decision. How long that process takes, though, well, we're seeing it as it's happened with Arlen Bruce from Ankeny, another young prospect from Clear Creek, Amana, that transferred in from Illinois. He was told that he is now ineligible. A lot of frustration on all sides. There's frustration starting with the kids, the young men that came to the state of Iowa just looking for an opportunity to play their senior season of football. There's also frustration from these schools, from Valley, that finds out on Wednesday your quarterback is ineligible after being able to be eligible the first 4 weeks. Nothing has changed in the circumstances for Jake Rubley. There hasn't been a change, but the association says more information is now eligible. For Arlen Bruce, who's getting ready to play his first game in week 1 against crosstown rival Centennial, finds out the day of the game he's not able to play, and they continue down the process there. And maybe the most frustrating one is the young man, though, from Clear Creek, Amana. This is a guy, you talk about Rubley, committed to Kansas State. He's going to play Big 12 football. Arlen Bruce, he's committed to play at Iowa. He's going to the Big 10. This young man, though, from Clear Creek, Amana, has a couple of FCS offers, has an opportunity to play at Southern Illinois, a Northern Illinois offer in the MAC. But this is a young man trying to play and get that Big 10, Big 12, a Power 5 scholarship offer. And now that's been taken away 4 games into his senior season. Those are the ones you certainly feel for, and there's a possibility of more of them coming. What is the association looking for? What do they want? What do they want from these young men that came here to play football? That's what we're still trying to find out. You ask Chris Cuellar, the communication director, you go to Tom Keating and ask for answers, and they say, we don't talk about eligibility issues. That's where we are, and that's where the frustration lies all over the place. Big story certainly here tonight, but we got games, and we'll get into those games. When we come back, it's Prep Preview on CISN, powered by Fairway. We're back with more in a moment.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Business owners, real estate agents, are you looking for an experienced, proven, and locally owned partner in Central Iowa for your commercial construction needs? Make it Roshan Corporation. Roshan Corporation will guide you through options to make your dreams a reality. Roshan, your general contractor who can build anything from small tenant improvement spaces to large-scale design-build projects. It's Roshan Corporation. Online at RoshanIA.com. If you can dream it, we can build it.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Welcome back to Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. Trent Condon as we get ready for conversation with the coach. Let's hear from the Little Cyclones head coach as Ames gets back onto the field and now takes on Ankeny Centennial tonight. Former Southeast Polk coach, now the head man at Ames, Kevin Ferguson, here on CISN.
All right, Coach, bye week has become a little more of a thing, but not 2 in a row. How do you keep the guys focused in those 2 weeks?
It was challenged. It was very challenging because, it was not only, we're not talking about a standard bye week. A standard bye week is that you're out there practicing with your guys. We literally went for 2 weeks of not being able to have contact with our guys. However, it gave our guys a really good opportunity to be leaders and to lead groups. They could organize and assemble on their own if they wanted to. And so, that worked out really well. But I also think what it did for us is it also brought out a hunger and an excitement for football again. We got back out there. Our first practice was on Sunday night, getting back started this week. There was just a different energy, a different vibe to them. And so I think that if anything positive that came from it is that they showed that football is really important and they're excited to get going again.
It's one of those you just never know when this practice, this game might be your last one.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we knew it was coming, and we were told that the break was going to take place. And with COVID, everything's unpredictable. So we, going into that Urbandale game, we made that our senior game. And I think after that game, there was a lot of looks on people's faces of uncertainty. There was a lot of tears. It was almost it felt similar to that of what it was after your last football game of the season is what you kind of felt. And then we had to bring guys around, and I spent a lot of time just telling, hey, we're going to play again. I don't know when it's going to be, but we're going to play again. That's got to be our mindset, because if we have the mindset the other way, then all of a sudden guys are going different directions with the things that they want to do.
And tonight, you talk about challenges. You've got two teams here looking for that first win. You've got one that sees an opportunity. I guess both of you see opportunities, but yours is just a little different. So tonight, you talk about unpredictability. Your offense is one of those that I would imagine the Centennial staff has kind of been going, how on earth are we going to try to defend all of these weapons? You got to feel good about that side.
Yeah, I think much like the unpredictability of COVID is we have playmakers that can really create, and they can do things that are outside the norm, and they really force you from a defensive standpoint to make sure that you're not out of position. Because if you get out too far out of position, if you don't keep containment, certain guys will get outside that containment, i.e., our quarterback, and he can hurt you by running the ball. He can hurt you through the air either way. We like that without a doubt. We're just, as a team and as a group, we're just looking. We want to see our growth and development take place. We focus on each game, one day at a time. Our practice one game at a time, one day at a time. And so we're not looking to necessarily. This is not our crescendo. We want to perform very well, no doubt. But ultimately, we want to take that next step forward as a team.
Offensively, I think earlier this week you told me it's about you're trying to establish that run. Is that one of a couple of keys on the offensive side tonight?
Yeah, I just really like to challenge our group of guys up front to establish a line of scrimmage. I think that's really important no matter what football team you're on. We've got to be able to control the line of scrimmage, control the clock. Certainly we would love to be able to run the football in multiple different ways. But yet, when it's all said and done, you got to do what you got to do to be able to put your guys in position to win a football game too.
Defensively, what do you see as keys?
Keys defensively is we've got to maintain our discipline. Much like I talked about not getting out of placement with our offense against Ankeny Centennial's defense. We will have to be in the same position as not overrunning gaps, making sure that we got leverage on the football, making sure that we see certain pullers and not being deceived by all the other action that's taking place in front, and then just keep them in front. It's really important to make any offense go the full distance of the field and not give up the big play.
So there's that theory of a good offense is also a good defense. If you can have some sustained drives and keep their offense off the field, it doesn't expose your defense. And the same thing, they're probably thinking kind of the same thing. Do you subscribe to that philosophy?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the game plan and has been the game plan for the two games that we've played this year.
All right, Coach, I appreciate your time so much. Kevin Ferguson, head coach at Ames High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself.
Welcome into Centennial High School as we have another senior night. The girls cross country. Now it's the boys cross country team being introduced.
And our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles. Great.
Gabriel Vickers, son of Rich and Christine Vickers.
All right, steady up. 3, 2, 1. Nico, you're on.
Your boys cross country seniors and their parents. Now let's meet your boys, golf seniors and their parents. Jack Vinkuski, son of Thomas and Robin Vinkuski.
If you can hear me after this, go.
Aiden Burke, son of Brad and Shayna Burke.
To 2, channel 2.
Miles McLaughlin, son of Sean McLaughlin and Lori Bryant.
I don't know, that's Queen Smith. I don't know what he did.
Colin Moran, son of Travis and Heather Moran.
I would start recording when
And Jonathan Sidoris, son of Jeff and Karen Sidoris. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and give all of our senior members and their parents a round of applause. Congratulations and good luck in all of your future endeavors.
All right, 3, 2, 1. by that Irish knob in ball.
Yeah. All right, we're still on? Fantastic. All right, this is high school football on CISN. We're going to have more pregame show when we come back. This is Kickoff in just a matter of about 28 minutes. Centennial and Ames right after this.
Welcome back to another edition of Prep Preview on CISN, powered by Fairway. I'm Trent Condon. Well, we got a big night of high school football coming your way this evening. The Little Cyclones from Ames will make a visit to Ankeny Centennial to take on the Jaguars. It's Ankeny and West Des Moines Valley in our second matchup and our third out in Waukee as the Warriors play host to the Johnston Dragons. Should be three good ones here for you on the air on CISN. You can find all those games. Just search CISN on YouTube, and all the game casts will pop up here for you this evening. Before we take a look at the games this week, let's take a look back at what we saw a week ago, and maybe the best team in the state, maybe the best team in Southeast Polk program history was on the field Friday night as they dispatched the Valley Tigers. Incredibly impressive performance from the Rams. Number one in the rankings. You wondered how they were going to respond after they ascended to that top spot. They were ready to go from the opening gun and dominated the Tigers in a big 34-7 victory. They did it on both sides of the football. Defense was suffocating, making it incredibly difficult for Valley to do much of anything offensively. Outside of a big swing pass out to Jaden Williams, they did what they wanted up front, really controlled the Valley offensive line, and that defense played at a high level. But you continue to see it also on the offensive side from Southeast Polk. An offensive line that averages 280 pounds across, a young sophomore in Caden Proctor who has offers all across the country. He's a big-time prospect. Their quarterback, Jackson Daly, made in the controls. They can run the football. They can do it with a myriad of different running backs. Titus Christensen. They put Xavier Nwamka in there at times. This is a high-level team. Emmanuel out at the wide receiver position. Really, all facets of the game appear to be incredibly high for Southeast Polk. I mentioned Xavier Nwamka, and how about the hit that he laid against Cale Nessheim? One of the biggest hits. He was called for targeting on that play and ejected for the game. Southeast Polk without a game this week. Their next matchup will be against Ottumwa, and they'll be without the services of Nwamka because of that ejection. Look clean. You can see the highlight at CISN. We have it there. I'll tell you one thing, though. He is a high-level prospect, and you can see why Oklahoma and Notre Dame and Ohio State and here locally, Iowa and Iowa State, they want the services of him. He's still got another football season in front of him, though. Just a junior, Xavier Nwamka from Southeast Polk. Tough one for Valley on their side of things, certainly, but they look to bounce back this week as they'll take on Ankeny. We'll get into that game a little bit later on. Waukee and Dowling Catholic. This is a game, wasn't surprising about the result. It was surprising the way the game played out. And you look at the numbers of this one, certainly higher scoring. I think that anybody can be anticipated walking into that one. But when you look at this Dowling Catholic team, you knew they were going to be good defensively. The questions remain on the offensive side of the football. They answered a whole lot about that, with what they did against Waukee, come roaring back and get that victory. Still two good teams, and I think two teams that have a chance to make a run to get back to the Unidome again this season. We saw them a few years back face off for a spot in the championship game. Very well could see that again this season, depending on the way the bracket plays out. Those are just a couple of the big games that we saw a week ago. Lots of good ones, and we got more good ones come your way again this week. Also big news on the front of ineligibility as we sit here and get ready for the games tonight. Jake Rubley, the transfer quarterback from Colorado, a four-star who's committed and signed to play at Kansas State. His season has come to a close according to the association. They are going to go out there and ask for a reverse of that decision. How long that process takes, though, well, we're seeing it as it's happened with Arlen Bruce from Ankeny, another young prospect from Clear Creek, Amana that transferred in from Illinois. He was told that he is now ineligible. A lot of frustration on all sides. There's frustration starting with the kids. The young men that came to the state of Iowa just looking for an opportunity to play their senior season of football. There's also frustration from these schools, from Valley that finds out on Wednesday your quarterback is ineligible after being able to be eligible the first 4 weeks. Nothing has changed in the circumstances for Jake Rubley. There hasn't been a change, but the association says more information is now eligible. For Arlen Bruce, who's getting ready to play his first game in week 1 against crosstown rival Centennial, finds out the day of the game he's not able to play, and they continue down the process there. And maybe the most frustrating one is the young man, though, from Clear Creek, Amana. This is a guy, you talk about Rubley, committed to Kansas State. He's going to play Big 12 football. Arlen Bruce, he's committed to play at Iowa. He's going to the Big 10. This young man, though, from Clear Creek, Amana, has a couple of FCS offers, has an opportunity to play at Southern Illinois, a Northern Illinois offer in the MAC. But this is a young man trying to play and get that Big 10, Big 12, a Power 5 scholarship offer. And now that's been taken away 4 games into his senior season. Those are the ones you certainly feel for, and there's a possibility of more of them coming. What is the association looking for? What do they want? What do they want from these young men that came here to play football? That's what we're still trying to find out. You ask Chris Cuellar, the communication director, you go to Tom Keating and ask for answers, and they say, we don't talk about eligibility issues. That's where we are, and that's where the frustration lies all over the place. Big story certainly here tonight, but we got games, and we'll get into those games when we come back. It's Prep Preview on CISN, powered by Fairway. We're back with more in a moment.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Business owners, real estate agents, are you looking for an experienced, proven, and locally owned partner in Central Iowa for your commercial construction needs? Make it Roshan Corporation. Roshan Corporation will guide you through options to make your dreams a reality. Roshan, your general contractor who can build anything from small tenant improvement spaces to large-scale design-build projects. It's Roshan Corporation. Online at RoshanIA.com. If you can dream it, we can build it.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Welcome back to Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. Trent Condon as we get ready for conversation with the coach. Let's hear from the Little Cyclones head coach as Ames gets back onto the field and now takes on Ankeny Centennial tonight. Former Southeast Polk coach, now the head man at Ames, Kevin Ferguson, here on CISN.
All right, Coach, bye week has become a little more of a thing, but not 2 in a row. How do you keep the guys focused in those 2 weeks?
It was challenged. It was very challenging because, it was not only, we're not talking about a standard bye week. A standard bye week is it. You're out there practicing with your guys. We literally went for 2 weeks of not being able to have contact with our guys. However, it gave our guys a really good opportunity to be leaders and to lead groups. They could organize and assemble on their own if they wanted to. And so, that worked out really well. But I also think what it did for us is it also brought out a hunger and an excitement for football football again. We got back out there. Our first practice was on Sunday night, getting back started this week. There was just a different energy, a different vibe to them. And so I think that if anything positive that came from it is that they showed that football is really important, and they're excited to get going again.
It's one of those you just never know when this this game might be your last one.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we knew it was coming, and we were told that the break was going to take place. And with COVID, everything's unpredictable. So we, going into that Urbandale game, we made that our senior game. And I think after that game, there was a lot of looks on people's faces of uncertainty. There was a lot of tears. It was almost it felt similar to that of what it was after your last football game of the season, is what you kind of felt. And then we had to bring guys around, and I spent a lot of time just telling, hey, we're going to play again. I don't know when it's going to be, but we're going to play again. And that's got to be our mindset, because if we have the mindset the other way, then all of a sudden guys are going different directions with the things that they want to do.
And tonight, you talk about challenges. You've got two teams here looking for that first win. You've got one that sees an opportunity. I guess both of you see opportunities, but yours is just a little different. So tonight, you talk about unpredictability. Your offense is one of those that I would imagine the Centennial staff has kind of been going, how on earth are we going to try to defend all of these weapons? You got to feel good about that side.
Welcome inside Ankeny Stadium. It's time for high school football. It is a unseasonably warm late September night. The leaves are starting to turn. The thermometer still says nearly 80 degrees. It's going to be cold in a couple of days, but we have a hot game of football tonight. It is Centennial 0-4 against Ames 0-2. Two teams searching for their first win. Ames back on the field for the first time in 2 weeks, so you got a whole lot of storylines going on. And a great opportunity to play some football. Hello, everybody. Paul Yeager alongside Tim Halber. Jeff Brooks will be along in a little bit. Tonight, Tim, this is a game, as I mentioned, two teams looking for that win. You hear Centennial co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti talk, hey, we've scored here and here. We've held this team to here and here. They've played a tough schedule. Tonight could be their night.
Yes, it could be. This game plays into them well, because Ames comes in here after a 2-week layoff where they couldn't even practice in the last 2 weeks. So we'll see if there's rust on there. But it seems like Centennial has been, over the last few weeks, ascending, getting a little bit better each game. They have a sophomore quarterback that's getting a little more settled. The line is getting their timing in there because they have a very timing offense. So we'll see that. We talked about the season. This is a series of progression. It really is a 7-game season where you need to get better and be peaking at the end because they're all in the playoffs. We'll see if this holds true for them tonight.
Tonight, we have all sorts of things happening. We've already had seniors for the football players and the support staff. We've already seen the band and cross country, and now we're about to see the homecoming court. They've formed on the far side. They're going to walk across, so we'll step away, and you'll be able to listen to some of these fine young men and women from Centennial High School in their senior homecoming that, a few weeks ago, not even sure you're going to have, but here you go tonight. Ames, Tim, not able to practice, as you said. They can get together unofficially. But Coach Kevin Ferguson says, you know what? That may have readjusted us and helped our focus.
Yes, I think after you're playing 2 games, you don't know when you're going to play again. He said they took a greater appreciation for having the opportunity to play. They took it upon themselves to stay in shape, stay connected as a team. So when they came back to practice this week, they're given the chance to come back. They came back with a lot of passion.
All right, let's listen in on the introduction of tonight's homecoming court for 2020 for Centennial High School.
Let's meet Rachel Allen. Rachel is involved in show choir, tennis, National Honor Society, Student Council, Circle of Friends, Beats by Jags, and Silver Cord. Her favorite memory at Centennial has been performing at show choir competitions. Rachel has also been involved in Spark, Ridge Pals, and can be found working part-time jobs at Tropical Smoothie Cafe and Study Loft Daycare. She plans to attend either the University of Iowa or University of Northern Iowa to major in elementary education with a minor in Spanish. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Allen. Now let's meet Jack Davis. Jack is involved in basketball, track, National Honor Society, People PE, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Jack's favorite memory while attending Centennial is winning the On the Prowl his junior year with his friends. Around Ankeny, Jack is involved with the Ankeny First United Methodist Church as a youth group leader, serves on the National Council on Youth Leadership, and helps with the Unified Special Olympics. After high school, Jack hopes to run track in college and study to become a physical therapist. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Davis. Now meet Volta Adabor. Is involved with National Honor Society, French National Honor Society, French Club, Student Council, Silver Corps, band, soccer, cross country, and individual speech at Ankeny Centennial. Her favorite memory at Centennial is helping set up after prom sophomore year and going above the auditorium. In the community, you can find Volta helping with the Mayor's Youth Council, Iowa Youth Congress Regional Officer, Iowa Youth Collaborative Board, Youth Alliance for People's Justice, Equity Committee, and Youth Volunteer Corps. Volta works part-time at Parks and Recreation as a gym supervisor, referee, and lifeguard. Her post-graduation plans are to study biochemistry at an undecided university. Ladies and gentlemen, Volta Adabor. Now meet Trey Hansen. Trey is involved in track, baseball, football, and basketball. His favorite memory at Centennial is participating in On the Prowl and playing at Principal Park. Trey can be found in the community volunteering at Can Do Cancer, Miracle League, helping to teach Sunday school, a mission trip to Tennessee, and repping for Ankeny Junior football. His post-high school plans are undecided on a college and a major at this time with plans on playing baseball in college. Ladies and gentlemen, Trey Hansen. Now meet Lauren Otter. Lauren is involved with the National Honor Society, French National Honor Society, French Club, Gardening Club, tennis, Silver Corps, and ACHS blood drives. Some of her favorite memories while at Centennial would include last year's homecoming dance and On the Prowl. Lauren can be found volunteering at her church, the ARL, Bidwell Food Pantry, LifeServe, Blood Center, the Ankeny Centennial School District, and the City of Ankeny. She also regularly participates in blood drives and attends youth group at her church. Lauren plans on attending the University of Iowa in the fall of 2021 as a human physiology major with plans to minor in French, and then applying for medical school at the University of Iowa in the fall of 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Otter. Now let's meet Tyler Johnson. Tyler has been involved with football, basketball, baseball, and track while at Ankeny Centennial. His favorite memory as a Jaguar is participating in On the Prowl. Tyler has helped at the Miracle League and has refereed for Ankeny Junior football. He plans to play football at a four-year university after graduation. Tyler Johnson. Now let's meet Ryan Marzin. Ryan is involved in People PE, Circle of Friends, Special Olympics, and Beats by Jags here at Centennial. Ryan can be found around Ankeny at the Kiwanis Miracle League and involved with their youth group at Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. After school this spring, Ryan plans to stay active in the community and support other kids like herself. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Marzin. Now let's meet Scott Talmadge. Scott is involved with football, wrestling, and soccer at Ankeny Centennial. He says his favorite memory is participating in On the Prowl. Scott has volunteered for the 2020 football fundraiser, helped with Ankeny Wrestling Club, and went on a mission trip to Tennessee. Scott plans on going to college, but is currently undecided on where he's going to go. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Talmadge. Now let's meet Megan White. Megan is involved in soccer, People PE, Circle of Friends, Student Ambassadors, Student Council, National Honor Society, Gardening Club, and the Pond Committee. Her favorite memory at ACHS has been being involved in the soccer program. Megan has volunteered at Iowa Rush Soccer Club, the Joppa Homeless Center. Upon graduating from Ankeny Centennial, Megan plans to attend the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and major in biology on the pre-med track, as well as play soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan White. House meet, Owen Vernon. Owen is involved with football, wrestling, track, and rugby at Ankeny Centennial. Owen's favorite memory while being a Jaguar is participating in On the Prowl. After graduating from Ankeny Centennial High School, Owen plans to enlist in the United States Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, Owen Vernon.
Well, they got to name the winner.
It's a very special time. Let's meet our 2020 Homecoming King. This year's Ankeny Centennial Homecoming King, Jack Davis. And ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise as we crown our homecoming queen for 2020. Will you please welcome and congratulate Ryan Marzin. Remain standing and give another round of applause for our entire homecoming court, your king, Jack Davis, and queen, Ryan Marzin.
All right, congratulations to our king and queen for 2020. The queen is Ryan Marzin and the king, Jack Davis. And a little bit of drama. It's like, what's going on? We got to find out who the winner is. It's a great moment and a different homecoming. You can say you were homecoming king and queen at that time. So, Tim, let's talk a little football there. So I think that's just about it. We've got our national anthem yet, which we'll have here in just a moment as the colors are going to be presented. It is a beautiful night for football, as we mentioned. We'll take a quick break, and we'll have kickoff right after this.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
81 degrees, wind as at 8 miles an hour. We're going to get down to the low temperature of 72 degrees. It is a beautiful night for high school football here at Ankeny Stadium. Centennial of Ankeny hosting the Ames Little Cyclone, watching tonight on CISN.TV. Hello, everybody. Glad to have you along wherever you may be around the world watching us tonight. This is two teams looking for their first win. Anything can happen. Two teams that have been improving. Ames, in their 2 games, Tim, have put up statistics that look like some teams' season stats. Almost 800 yards of offense in just 2 games. 81 points is what it was. 81-54. Score 54 points and lose if you're Ames in that opening game against Fort Dodge.
And that's the danger. They had some great skill position players. Coach Ferguson talked about, I want to establish the run. But that he's got one of the best quarterbacks, wideouts, tight end combinations here in 4A because they're skilled, they're tall, they're fast. So they can put points on the board. So what they want to do, as he said, they want to jump out to a lead and put pressure on Centennial.
Taman Lipsey, this junior quarterback, if you're like, that name sounds familiar, if I follow high school and college basketball, he's one of the top recruits for basketball. He ain't too bad at football either. We are going to see an exciting night with Taman Lipsey at quarterback. The tight end that you're talking about, Corey Phillips. Look also for Nico Stevens, Evan Gray, Keyshawn Brooks, and Derek Pappin. Those are some key players for Ames tonight. Let's go down to the sideline. And Jeff Brooks, the third member of our broadcast crew, is patrolling things down there tonight. What do you think, Jeff? You got shorts on.
I got shorts on, and it's not supposed to be this way usually this time of year, but I'm happy. Hey, yeah, really looking forward to the quarterback battle tonight with Cole and Lipsey. See what happens. It's going to be a fun night for football. I think Centennial's going to be able to get their offensive mojo going tonight a little bit. I also want to look to see what, Ames has been off for a couple weeks. It's warm out here. The weather is not going to be a factor in the game. I thought the wind would, but it's really dying. But I'm wondering about cramps and injuries like that you normally get in week 1 and 2 for them tonight. So
no rain to deal with tonight like you did 2 weeks ago either.
No rain. And if that happens, I'm walking right to my truck and I'll drop you the stuff off next week.
You'll drop it off next week. All right, Jeff Brooks down on our sideline tonight. All right, Tim. You heard Jeff talk a little bit about watching that quarterback battle. There's a little story there we also need to include, and that is the quarterback. J.J. Cole did not play last week. Jeff's report in the Waukee game where he was rolled on, it looked like it was ankle, was true. In fact, in a walking boot for most of last week, J.J. Cole. He did dress in the loss at Johnston. Didn't play. They went Peyton Good. Good and Cole were in that quarterback battle, as was Stewart, but it was a lot of Good last week. Cole tonight in uniform took snaps with the ones. I think we're going to see J.J. Cole to start the game.
I think you're going to. He earned the starting job here at week 1. An injury should knock you out. I think he goes back and wins it again. He's a little bit more of a pure passer back there. They get that dimension. I think they want to get the passing game going a little bit and kind of get his feet back.
All right. It's a team that scores a lot of points. It might struggle with a little bit of offense. It's a team who's got a really good defense and kind of struggles to score some offense. Anything can happen tonight. Tim, what do you see as keys to the game if you're Ames and Kevin Ferguson?
Keys to the game is control the line of scrimmage. They've got a very young offensive line. They've got 4 juniors and a sophomore out there. Can they establish the line, get the running game going, which opens up the passing game? Lipsey definitely is the wild card to get established.
And then for Centennial,
get the lead early. I think if they establish the ground game, get a lead, they can run the clock. I think that's what we want to do is they keep their quarterback protected so he doesn't have to run a lot, and they'll have a successful night.
That was one of the statements to both coaches was, hey, a good offense is a pretty good defense. If you're Ames, you can score in the blink of an eye, but if you score too quickly, it's going to give Centennial a time to run a lot of that clock, and that's what this offense has been known to do for years, and tonight you expect really nothing different. The heading in for the coin toss, only one player for each team. For Ames going out is Nico Stevens, and for Centennial is Griffin Neal. Our officials tonight, as assigned by and Centennial wins. They defer, and so that means Ames will get the choice if they want the ball. And so the Cyclones will go from left to right and work from north to south. Ryan Fries, Jim Pfeiffer, Greg Jennis, John Jarrow, and Todd Putnam, your officials, as put out here by the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Centennial in black and silver. Their defense will be out there first. And we'll see the offense. We'll get to see Lipsy right away. And I'm telling you, if you've watched him play basketball, you know about him. If you've seen him play football, I had coaches tell me that he is a lot like a guy named AI, and they meant Allen Iverson. Like, he played quarterback too. They said he is that next level. So settle in here, Tim. We might be talking pretty fast keeping up with Ames.
Yeah. Saw a highlight film here this last week of he had a 69-yard touchdown run on a drop-back pass, tucked it and ran a 69-yard touchdown against Fort Dodge. So he's got the wheels, and not just running outside. He can juke people out. So this will be a fun game to watch.
Back deep for Ames, Derek Papin. He is the nearer. And on the far side, it is Evan Gray. Lining up to kick it off is Scott Talmadge, who was on the homecoming court tonight. Gets his foot back, kicks it end over end. It's going to go 4 yards deep into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Tate Plosel, Gunnar Crouch, Lane Sullivan, Jacob Metcalf, and Kevin Fernandez up front from tackle to left to right. Corey Phillips is the tight end. Nico Stevens, Derek Papin, Keyshawn Brooks, Evan Gray. And the quarterback is number 10, Taman Lipsy. For Centennial, they start Griffin Neal, Jackie Wells, Nathan Wildy, and Brody Taggart up front. The linebackers, Owen Vernon, Tyler Johnson, Keegan Adriano, and Caden Stewart. Back deep, Trey Porter and Trey Hansen. You also see Peyton Good, Carter Cahill, Zach English, and Nick Eaton. In fact, Zach English is getting the start out there tonight. He'll be next to Vernon. And also Trey Hansen there as well. So here come the Cyclones. When the ball doesn't land, when that ends in the end zone, there's no time off the clock. Going in motion is Corey Phillips, but the first play is a handoff, and it is a no-go. Derek Papin.
Jackie Wells in there getting off his block, stopping it for a no gain.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Clock moving now.
Coach talks that the Ames offense is he says that the two-back personnel really has one running back, and then the tight end, there isn't a true tight end. Tight end plays at H-back, wide out, tailback, blocking back.
Well, he's got trips to the right and a running back behind him. Let's see what Lipsy does here. He throws it near side, dropped. Was going for, I think, Gray, and it was dropped. They had Gray, Phillips, and Stevens all out there. You know, that was one of the storylines, the very first game. It was Papin is what we've been saying. Yeah. And so Papin is in there right now, but he is split out to the right of Lipsy, near side to us. Lipsy on 3rd down. Looks like he's calling his own number. He's going to tuck it. He's got the first down and steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Pickup of 11. He only needed 10. First down for the Little Cyclones.
You see a little burst on the outside rolling out. Coach Pizzetti talked about that he saw him run track when he was in 8th grade, and he was it hurdles or the dash? But he is that kind of an athlete. The Division I mentality of being a competitor.
Well, in 8th grade, one of the things you do have to do is a little bit of recruiting and make sure that you find, hey, who's that fast kid, you know, and get that guy out for football. It's, you know, it's more of a marketing call than it is a recruiting call, but that is what you're trying to do in a big school system like this. Lipsy from the 31 on first down is going to call his own number, looks for the run block. He's going to cut it back and not get anywhere. Vernon there. So was Taggart.
Griffin Neal in there. They all kind of joined and got off their blocks.
I'm going to guess, Tim, one of the key words tonight is a C word, contain.
Yes, I think they do a very good job. Know your assignments. Don't try to get upfield too far. If you get past the line of scrimmage, usually 2 or 3 yards is the best way to go. And then we see the play is developing in front of you. Don't go pursuing behind the line of scrimmage and leaving a lane open for Lipsy.
Ball goes back to the 26.5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 14. 10.5 minutes to play. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Roll out near side. Lipsy throws, caught by Evan Gray. He's got the first down and then some up to the 45-yard line. So Ames not getting little plays. They get big plays, but not game breakers. I'll take 12 and 15 yards any day of the week.
Centennial dialed up a delayed linebacker blitz there coming up at the outside going for Lipsy, but it created a hole there in the secondary between the linebackers and the safety, which created the first down.
10 minutes now. Lipsy surveys. Got a couple of receivers tucked in and a couple out wide. Sends Gray in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep, left side. Gray's trying to get out. Phillips sets a block, gets there, spun, and inside the 45, near the 41-yard line. Another first down, chain-moving play for the Ames Little Cyclones.
Coach has said that Gray's setup is that he's the jet sweep guy. He's the one that comes around and picks up that big yardage.
14-yard play, and now Ames is just picking and picking and picking. Two receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Play's going to roll now. The counter reverse Pappin. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Penalty flag comes in. He's out of bounds. Whistle stops. In the area of, what was it, Tim?
It looks like a little bit of a hold. That's it. All the defensive linemen say they hold every play, but it looks like the lineman had kind of corralled a little bit. It looks like it was a hold. Look at trying to hold Griffin Neal down, which is a very difficult job.
So this will go all the way back to midfield. So the Little Cyclones, they were to play. They played their opening game against Fort Dodge, lost that one 81-54, then lost to Urbandale 40-13. Their game against Marshalltown and Ottumwa were canceled. Next week they're to play Indianola, and Des Moines East is on the schedule, but that might not happen either as the Des Moines school's not playing. Lipsy was supposed to call his own number, but man, that play was nowhere at all. Centennial defense had that thing read like a book. First man there for the Jaguars is Keegan Adriano.
Yep. Oh, and Vernon in there as well. We could call a list of names. Good pursuit, keeping him in front, not over-pursuing and getting in behind him, giving him that lane, that space to cut up and make some more yards. So, well-designed defense here by Centennial.
Anytime that he's tried to run that ball, they just can't seem to stretch it enough to find a lane. Centennial playing disciplined defense right now. Clock gets toward 8 minutes. Loss of 9 on that play. Second down. Lipsy rolls out far side. Trying to throw, but he had 3 black shirts in front of him. Threw behind his intended receiver of Derek Pappin. Incomplete.
Nick Eaton in there on the rush. Now, what a running quarterback does with the linemen as they start pursuing, it does start to tire your line because those big guys aren't used to running sideline to sideline every play.
And if you're running outside the tackles, you're trying to keep him from running downfield, even if you think it might be a pass play. He could always tuck that thing and run. Sometimes you're stretching that defense as long as you can, hoping that some type of seam opens up, but you got to make sure your linemen don't release downfield.
3 defensive linemen, extra defensive back.
Lipsy on 3rd and 19. Thought about his own number, penalty on the play. Lipsy throws it into the arms of a Centennial defender, and that's an INT. There is a flag. It's an interception.
There's going to be a hold on
Bo
Ames.
Gerke. Penalty will be declined, so the Jaguars get a turnover, Tim.
Of course, I talked that for Lipsy, he didn't play at all last year, football or basketball, because of that knee injury. So he hasn't played quarterback, and this is the first time he's played quarterback. So One was trying to get too greedy and trying to find something that's not there. So results in a turnover for Centennial, getting the ball right at the 50-yard line.
So Jaguars go to work. High snap, misdirection. Trey Porter, right side's got some space. He's at the 40, gets outside, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line at the 28. Pickup of 22 yards and a first down. That's a big offensive play. Give yourself some confidence.
Good athletic move by Cole back there. It was a bad snap, and he had his footwork just off a little bit. Barely got the handoff to Porter, but successful play getting a first down.
Only the guys on the film will know if that was a busted play or the way it was designed. They go on the sweep up the middle. And running the football on that play is Carter Cahill. He gets up to about the 25. Jack White the stop for the Little Cyclones. No score, clock approaching 7 minutes. Both these teams chewing a lot of clock with their offense. Johnson up the middle, cuts back, gets to the outside, makes a guy miss. He's inside the 10, the 5, puts a shoulder down, and is popped. Wow, what a hit. Coming up to make that is Lipsy. Taman Lipsy delivered a shot right there. That's your quarterback.
Playing both ways. I think they had talked about Casey Mumm possibly having that hand injury, where Lipsy has to go in there and play strong safety, really, or free safety, the way they have their defense designed.
First and goal from the 2. Cole under center. Calls his own number, fumbles the snap for a moment, gets it back, corrals it, and gets his way.
He's at the 1-inch line.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, J.J. Cole. 2-yard run. Give the Jags a 6-0 lead.
Give Madison, Howe, Buster in there, that interior line. He just got behind those big guys. They just got the push on there. You've got 260 across the line there. They kind of leaned in there, creating the hole, and all he had to do is follow those guys.
4 plays, they go 50 yards. Talmadge on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Jaguars lead 7-0. This is high school football on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Ordering groceries online from Hy-Vee is easy, and how I save time, especially during the holidays. For me, it doesn't get any better. Hey, I'll pass the rolls.
Oh, nice.
I got you.
No. I'll do it.
Hy-Vee aisles online. We deliver to Mahomes and your home for the holidays.
Does anyone need a knife?
No.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Centennial turns a turnover into points. The INT turns into 7. J.J. Cole, the 2-yard touchdown run, and the Jaguars strike first, 7-0. 23-yard run by Johnson, 22 by Porter. Cahill a 3-yard gain, and Cole gets it into the end zone on the sneak, and that kick is going to go, this time, 8 yards deep into the end zone. Jeff Brooks is down on our sideline. He has a report after score number 1. Jeff?
Yeah, I tried to catch that kickoff right by me there. I just missed it. Hey, Centennial did an awesome job spreading the ball around the field. Ames has got to figure out how to contain that and just play assignment defense and keep that in check. On that long run by Johnson, I was standing down here. I think he could have scored easily with a little move, but I think he saw an opportunity there to do a little punt his run.
But man, wasn't that a hit by Lipsy?
I think he took two, but I think Johnson had just as much to do with it. He took two Ames guys out with that. So yeah, no, it was a great play both ways. So
good football play. Jeff
Absolutely.
Brooks down on the sideline. 7-0 Centennial, 6:13 to play here in the first quarters. Ames, second possession, starts like their first. Handoff, get a little more yards that time. This time Derek Pappin. He's got that burst. He's got a little bit of power. It's just a matter of can he put them together and get big plays. On the season, he's got 11 carries for only 27 yards and a touchdown, but sometimes it's more than yards as it is keeping a team or setting up another play.
Yeah, Coach said he wants to establish the runs. So they had some nice runs the first series out there, not using Pappin very much, but I think you want to get him established to kind of take the pressure off your quarterback.
Second down for the Cyclones. Lipsy, a lot of time. Clock strikes midnight, and he is chased down from behind. Coming all the way from that left side was Nathan Wildy. He was pursuing him the entire way.
Yeah, he's getting off his block really quickly there. There's not much time for Lipsy to set up, which is what you want to do is get the quarterback out of the pocket. Don't have him standing back there looking for those receivers. Looks like Lipsy was looking for something deep along the left side.
Well, playing this Ames team would have been different in week 3 versus week 5 when you have the 2 weeks off. It, like we talked about, it just, you got to get back into game speed and the flow of the game. Lipsy on third down, rolls to buy some time and some space. Heaves it down. He's got a receiver, overthrows it, but then adjusting back to the ball, but not able to corral it, was Joe Flannery. And Joe, holding against Ames, it'll be declined. It'll be fourth down. Joe Flannery, the son of Dan Flannery, longtime swim coach at Ames, who died this summer, a sudden death, and a huge loss for the Ames community and the swim community in the state of Iowa. I mean, when you think of girls and boys swimming, Ames is just dominant, and losing Dan Flannery, great guy. And Coach Ferguson said, Dan called me earlier this summer. He says, you get him, he says, I've got one rule. He cannot get hurt. First time Joe goes out for football, and he was right there in the middle of about 5 or 6 defenders and almost hauled it in. It'll be
Joe's a good swimmer. He's a very accomplished swimmer.
High snap. Lipsy gets it back, boots it away. Taken at the 41-yard line. Missing one defender is Peyton Good, but not 2.
Jack White there, senior linebacker on the tackle.
Also for Ames, Wani Kunte. No, 38.
Good field position again. They're at the 43-yard line.
Now, on the sideline tonight, Tim, we have yet to see co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti. There is a story around, but we just don't see him on the sideline. I did not see him in the press box before the game, and normally he is on the field calling plays. So they'll make adjustments. They throw right side. It's caught. And a first down, and then escaping a little bit more is Isaiah Stearns. Stearns squirted out and got all the way up to the 32-yard line. Good play by Isaiah Stearns. That was a big one of 25 yards.
Good little hook route there by Isaiah Stearns. Went up there, defensive back, created that cushion out there, sit there in that open zone. Good pass. Nice to see J.J. Cole stepping into that throw and putting something on it. He's accurate. He's much more accurate when he uses that long body and getting the ball out there.
Under 4, Centennial up, running. Fresh set of downs. Cole looks to the left, locks in, throws, comebacker. Coming back to get the football is Peyton Good. Good last week at the quarterback position. You know, it was that three-man battle with Stewart, Good, and Cole. But Good is such an athlete, you got to keep him on the field, and he's been big for Centennial.
They could do that all night if those cornerbacks for Ames are going to give them that much cushion. I would sit there and keep throwing it until they bite. And once they do, you got to give and go and go to the sideline.
They go Stearns on the left side. He gets tiptoeing on the sideline. Gets inside the 20 to the 17. That's good enough for another Centennial first down. Ames's challenges have been defense this year. Coach Ferguson admits as much. We've just got to be able to keep the plays in front of us. You mentioned, Tim, playing both ways. Lipsy is back there at that safety position. Don't see Casey Mumm out there. Second man through is Porter. He spins. Lipsy comes up for the second tackle. There is a penalty flag. First guy there to make the stop for Ames was Phil Townsend.
Good motion on Ankeny there. The H-back or the slot back took a motion towards the backfield before he wasn't fully set. It's a legal motion.
So the ball goes back to the 23-yard line. It is a repeat of the down, but it'll be 1st and 15. Clock at 2:50. Jaguars scored in 4 plays on their last drive. They go handoff up the middle. And that is Tyler Johnson. And he gets about 5, 6, maybe 7. They put him up to the 15.
Good block by tight end Carter Reynolds out there, hooking the defensive end into the pile there, giving a lane to the outside for Johnson to get a gain there. So good tight end blocking there is what Coach talked about. It's what they needed.
Jones to the left, Johnson to the right of Cole. Low snap. Cole recovers, throws towards the pylon, almost intercepted. Coming up to almost grab that was Casey Mumm. So Casey Mumm is wearing number 5.
So he is playing.
He is playing. I just gave you a bad number.
Well, the coach talked about they run a 4-2-5, which is a 5-person secondary, which you're pressing your corners up. So I'm surprised the corners are giving that much cushion on the routes if they got 5 defensive backs. So see if they're making adjustments here in their backer play.
3rd down. Cole looks right, throws almost the same play. Stearns hit as he catches, but he was on the other side of the pylon. That's a first down. Mumm makes the tackle. Jack White was there for emotional support. It'll be 1st and goal again for Centennial.
Good passer. I don't think that Cole has an incomplete pass yet.
The play before.
Play before, that's right.
That was it. He's 3 passes for 43 yards. 3 for 4 passing. Cole goes under center. Second man through is Porter. He escapes once, extends that body, the football into the end zone for another touchdown.
Bringing in that 2 tight end set. Basically, you've got 7 guys across that interior line. Just a little more beef than Ames has up there on defense.
Well, let's not forget Porter has just a little bit of an extra reach of the arms, too. He's got a good set of arms. So I think we're missing a little bit of confusion there on the sideline.
They're missing a tackle in the block there.
Talmadge kicks it up and through. 14-0 Centennial with the lead with 1:16 to play here in the first quarter.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Centennial. They lead 14-0. J.J. Cole a run, and most recently Trey Porter a 5-yard touchdown run. Makes it 14-0 here at Ankeny Stadium. That was a 7-play, 57-yard, and that kick is going to be taken at the 1-yard line by Ames. Wow, great return up the near side. Still on his feet and knocked head over heels is, well, let's see, that was Carter Chambers, and the great tackle is Scott Talmadge. So the kicker makes the touchdown-saving tackle. Let's go down to Jeff Brooks on the sideline. Usually the kicker just kind of nudges him, but Jeff, he made a pretty good tackle there.
Yeah, no, he sized him up and just went and got it. It was attack all the way. So he did say it was a nice return, though, by Ames. Hey, on that last offensive series, Centennial, once again, they just worked their way down and spread the ball out. And I noticed that when they were passing the ball there, they were going to the right side of their formation. Both those defensive backs are wearing casts on their left hands. So I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but we got Ames's defense with a couple guys with casts on them.
Well, we know that Mum has had the issue with the hand coming into this game, and the other one we'll take a look at on the next defensive series. Lipsy goes to work with the offense. They go Pappin, right side, and then it is blown up. Wow. Right there for Centennial at the line of scrimmage was Nick Eaton. Eaton's been working hard. He's impressed the coaches as the season has gone on, and you make plays like that, you're not coming off the field anytime soon.
He's earned his playing time. He's done a good job. We've been calling him a lot more as a junior. You know, this is the time for these people who were sophomores last year playing some coming up as juniors and establishing the playing time that they've earned. And see how they do the next 3 games. But we've been calling his name quite a bit tonight.
Lipsy sends his tight end in motion. Handoff Pappin left side. He's got a burst of speed. He's close to the 43-yard line, and that's as far as he gets. Johnson the tackle.
On that big tight end, Corey Phillips, number 17, 6'5", 260. He's a tight end H-back. He does get out there and gets a block on there.
Well, we're going to flip the field. We're only going to go just a few yards the second quarter. When we come back, Centennial leads after 1, 14-0.
Godfather's Pizza's Autumn Feast. A medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, and my new caramel apple streusel with Twix candy pieces. Get yours today.
A little happy dance. Get it. Get it. Garlic butter bacon burger. Garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger.
Junior garlic butter bacon burger.
Get it.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Holm of Ankeny Fanatic. We're gearing up for another exciting fall season of high school sports. Be sure to check out our website for all of your Hawk and Jaguar coverage. Hey, look who's here. Welcome back, Coach.
How you doing?
Good luck this season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Good.
You don't want to miss any of the action. There you go, Jeff.
Thank you. Go to AnkenyFanatic.com for your best local sports coverage around.
At last check, the Ankeny Hawks lead Valley 14-3. You want to talk about storylines, Tim, developing at that game. You got 2 players not playing for both of those squads. Arlen Bruce for Ankeny, and now Rubley for Valley ruled ineligible. Here, we got players on the field playing their hearts out. You got one that's back after a COVID school shutdown. That's why Ames didn't play. It wasn't the team. The school went virtual. Lipsy buys a little bit of time. He keeps going backwards. He's going to have to throw it at some point. Does right back at, would have been a first down had the receiver been able to pull it back in, and that's his running back, Derek Pappin.
He was open, but that throwing across your body back towards the middle of the field is always a recipe for danger in there. But, yeah, he was heading back towards the locker room.
Wildy was giving him chase on that play, and Wildy is one of those guys, all sorts of sports that he's involved with. Lipsy to punt. Nice punt. That's going to go all the way back to the 10. And a return up the far sideline for Carter Cahill. He makes a cutback across midfield, almost to the same line of scrimmage as the original punt. Holy cow.
Ty Payson.
56-yard return. Go ahead, Tim.
With the touchdown-saving tackle there, it came from behind, but I thought he was gone because he got up that sideline, outran the pursuers, and he had open field. So, yeah, great tackle there. Otherwise, we would be looking at a third touchdown of the game.
And the offense comes onto the field. 14-0. Jags have scored on their first two possessions. $11:30 to play here in the second quarter. Turnaround, Porter cuts it back in, and then he's hit. 71, that's Briar Fritz. And 44, that's Ty Payson from their defensive line positions make the tackle.
Yeah, Ty just made that tackle there on that punt return. So one of the better, getting off their blocks, one of the better pursuits down there. The jet sweep's a great play, but it does take a little bit of time to develop. If they get any penetration through that offensive line, it kind of pushes the whole thing in the backfield, which makes it hard to get around end.
They go Cahill, and he's stopped by Ames on that play. Caleb Graw, we heard a lot about him. Didn't see him listed at first.
Brady Berkheimer, also in on that tackle.
It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Centennial.
We'll see if the corners play off quite a bit. That's been open a lot for J.J. Cole.
Paul goes through Cole's hands. He just falls on it and goes forward, trying to keep some field position. Getting credit for the tackle will be Caleb Graw again. Graw, the leading tackler with 12.5 coming into the game. That looked like a pass play for Centennial. Bad snap. The only good thing about that, Tim, is this gives you a better opportunity to pin Ames inside the 10. In fact, Ames isn't even going to send anybody back to receive this kick. So this one is all on special teams for the Jaguars right here.
Do a fake drop back. Sometimes they'll do that, yep.
Send them back. That's a high kick. It's going to bounce 3 yards deep into the end zone, be a touchback at the 20. So the Jaguar offense stalls out, turns it over, punts it away. Jeff Brooks is back on our sidelines. I know he's there. I see him. You got to quit hiding in the shadows down there, Jeff.
I'm trying to catch that punt this time. They wouldn't let me on the field, though. That would have been awkward. Hey, Ames needs to get something going here. They've got really good pieces of things going in drives. They just need to finish one, get some confidence, like you said, game speed. See if they can do it. But give credit to Centennial's defense, too. They are containing and doing the things they need to do to be successful as well.
Ames was allowed to come back into practice on Sunday night. That's the first time they had been together as a team since the Urbandale game. Lipsy fumbles, falls right back on it. There for defense was Tyler Johnson. Johnson, you remember, in that almost exact spot, week 1 against Ankeny, on a fumble between quarterback and running back, scored for a while the only points that Centennial had. Johnson thought, is this the way this is supposed to be?
Lipsy doing a good job there. Some of those snaps are coming back. He's having to make some one-handed catches there and then try to make a play. So generally a good hands quarterback.
8:50 to go here in the half. Again, they go Pappin. They go behind Phillips on the right side, and it's nowhere. Neal is there. So is Jackie Wells. You know, I think Wells and Neal and Wildy, Tim, I think we could call their name on almost every play.
Yeah. What you like to see is that defensive line playing like a unit. They've got their calls out there. They're freeing up a lot of the work for the linebackers to come in, but the defensive linemen are getting the tackles. So it shows that they're making their reads and staying on their blocks and getting off the blocks. And making it very difficult, cutting down a lot of those running lanes that they're trying to get Pappin to create.
3rd and 12, ball's on the 12, or ball's on the 18. Ames has got to get to the 30. They throw deep. They've got a man. He's there just about 2.5 yards out of the reach of the extremely speedy Keyshawn Brooks. Brooks, a basketball player. Coach says, dude's got arms.
Yep.
And then my other word I wrote down about him, shake. You could see how he could shake his way around a defender the way he moved, because when that ball was thrown by Lipsy, Brooks was still even with the defender. He kind of shook that defender, found another gear, but just couldn't get under it.
So 3 and out for Ames.
Punt is away. It's going to be in front of Cahill, and he's not going to get a chance to return it.
After that last punt return, it's probably wise to kick it towards the sideline to pin Cahill here on the sideline, not get a return.
Coming up at halftime, we're going to talk with Centennial girls basketball coach Scott DeYoung and boys basketball coach Bob Fontana. Had a chance to talk with DeYoung yesterday, and Coach Bob Fontana will join us up here at halftime. Little bit of news will be coming in that girls basketball interview. You're going to want to listen to what Coach DeYoung, if you followed the program for a number of years, there'll be a name that gets talked about. And then there is a player movement that we will talk about. How's that for a tease? Porter up the middle, stopped by White, went low, get low. A little slow to get up for Ames is Kyler Hall. He was out in front of that play. And he's kind of limping just a little bit back towards that defensive nose, or defensive tackle.
Got a submarine there.
Approaching 7 minutes in the game, or in the first half to go. Cole looks center, throws right. Got it. Stearns, spin. And then a host of little cyclones. Ethan Praskashan.
Like I said, that plays there all night. You know, the cornerbacks are giving them a 5 to 8 yard cushion, and they're backing up.
And that's a penalty against Centennial, legal shift or motion. The flag was thrown on the far sideline, and I missed it right away. I kind of wondered why everybody was there was certain groups standing around and nobody was celebrating wearing black.
Well, with the loss of yardage and then also with the penalty, that really ends up being about a 15-yard 17-yard penalty there. But I was referring to that the cornerbacks here are giving a cushion in their backpedaling, so all the receiver has to do is just kind of stop and hook, and that's going to be open all night.
Stearns has been that key target all night. They go Porter. He tries to get to the outside. He does, but he steps out of bounds before he can get to the 45. He was back out at the 41. So now it'll be 3rd down. A little more manageable, but still 3rd and long.
There's a little more speed out there.
As Carter Cahill comes in. Tyler Johnson. It's going to be Porter, though, and he is going to be stopped. Great behind the line of scrimmage tackle, Brady Berkmeyer.
Yeah,
Berkheimer, sorry.
Good pursuit there, and also Ty Pacey falling down the line of scrimmage from behind the line of scrimmage and closing off the backside of that pursuit. So good tackle there, good defense. Good defense. The last 2 series for Ames has been really good. They're kind of picking up, getting used to the speed, misdirection, getting back into their game feed after being gone for 2 weeks.
Punt is away. And it's going to be a little bit of a short one, go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Kind of a little chunk sound where it comes off the side of your foot. Got a little side spin on it. Better than it was 2 weeks ago when it was drizzling out here and that ball would get wet and the field was getting slippery. So perfect conditions for a high school football night.
It's also a perfect time to step away for a quick commercial break as the officials call official timeout. Back after this, 14-0 Centennial in the lead.
That garlic butter is something else. It's like the garlic butter showed up to the party first, and then he called the bacon and was like, dude, you got to get down here. And then the bacon showed up, and now everybody's having a good time.
Junior garlic butter bacon burger.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
.547 to play. A couple of updates here. It looks like Garrett Madison's night is done. He has his sock and shoe off, ice on the left ankle, and he's on crutches. Madison, the starting center, so that might explain why there's been just a little bit of a difference on that center to quarterback exchange. Haven't seen, also standing near Madison, but in uniform, is Owen Gates. Just haven't seen a lot of Owen in the offense, and just as soon as I say that, he makes his way back towards the center of the action. Lipsy, hard snap count, and I think he drew Centennial off on that play. As good of a crowd as can be expected or allowed here. We're kind of full.
Yeah, this sideline is a great Centennial crowd tonight. Spacing appropriately, unless you're looking at the student section. But no, it's a really good crowd, and also actually a decent crowd on the Ames sideline. They've shown up well. Last home game, technically, for Centennial.
Lipsy to pass. Looks like it's a screen. They get it to Pappen, caught at the 40, hit at the 45, then driven back. Forward progress is probably going to give him his first down. Couple of Trey Hansen, Carter Cahill, also in there was Nathan Wildy. And Jackson
Weibley. Seeing some more playing time here, came in there and made an announcement.
Let's see if Ames can get a little more of a sustained drive here. Give their defense a little bit of a break.
Haven't seen much of the tight end, Corey Phillips out there.
The Ames is going to have to call timeout. They're just not quite on that same page. We'll take a break. Centennial in the lead.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
First down and 10 out of the timeout. Ames with the football, 3 receivers to the right. Lipsy looks back to the left, has some chase, throws off his back foot across towards his tight end, but it's incomplete. Corey Phillips just could not make it. He was in the area of a first down, but it was short. Hard to throw off that back foot.
They're rolling out and he's throwing it. It tends to throw low. You've seen it's a couple times that ball is skipped about 1 or 2 yards short. So what was originally started this drive, they had a offsides coming in here, so now they end up with a 2nd and 10.
But still, you take that chance, throw downfield a little bit. I don't think you call 10 yards downfield, but it is still more than a standard run play. Phillips goes in motion again. A little bit of a bobble handoff to the running back, Pappin. Coming in, Owen Vernon, also in there.
Good job by
Zach English.
Centennial defense has done a good job. Really haven't popped in that very first drive. They had a couple of runs in there, mainly on broken plays, but they've really played a very good base defense, watching their keys and getting off their blocks. So nothing has really opened up as a crease in there to get any kind of running game beyond a couple yards.
Ames has got to get to the 44-yard line on the other side of the field. 3rd and 9. Trips to the right. Lipsy looks. Now he's going to run it, get to midfield, step out of bounds, well short of the first down. Giving pressure was Vernon, also Jackie Wells again. And Nick Eaton. These guys are everywhere, Tim.
So they're at the 48. They're at a 4th down. You're down by 14 that you want to take. Looks like they got the offense out there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4.
Yeah, I don't think there was any doubt right there. Now the only question is, now you got to get that playing. Play clock already under 15, and they haven't even broken the huddle.
They still have 2 timeouts left.
I think they're going to call timeout. Yep, Kevin Ferguson looks over to his right, takes a timeout. So will we. The final 4:05 of the second quarter when we come back.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Garlic bacon butter. I'm excited. Garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. I just want it right now.
Centennial scored on their first 2 offensive possessions, both running. They have 71 yards rushing in this first half, 43 passing. Ames, 38 passing, 22 rushing. For a game where we thought we'd see a lot of offense, we're still waiting. 4th down for Ames. They need to get to the 44-yard line. Problem is the ball's sitting at the 48. Lipsy's got a receiver to his left and 2 to his right. Rolls out to his right, throws off his backfield. The defender is behind his, and he had it for a moment and then fell out. The receiver was behind the defender. Yeah, I think he got behind Johnson. Incomplete, so it'll be a turnover on downs. Centennial will get the ball back with 3:55.
Good job by Tyler Johnson staying with that pass play, because the tendency is to jump too soon and not get your hand on the ball, because he was open there. But playing, moving for his linebacker spot out to the outside, because their splits tend to draw the linebackers out, leaving really basically a 4-2 defense. Trying to see who's in there at center.
It's a 7 on the second number.
Looks like Owen Vernon.
Now 67. Screen is thrown and caught by Carter Cahill, who's still on his feet, gets the first down inside the 40-yard line. We do have a penalty flag back at midfield. Devin Nolly now at center. It'll be a holding call against the Jaguars.
These linemen are used to being in that big scrum in there where they get their blocks, using their hands to get outside. The tendency is to reach, get a little jersey, a little tug.
There's not holding on every play.
Not every play. There's sometimes like kickoffs they don't hold, but that's inside the tackles. There's a lot of hand play going on.
First down and 19. Ball goes all the way back to the 39-yard line. Porter comes back next to Cole. Play clock at 6. Cole's going to throw it across the middle. Caught by Stearns. Escapes one tackle. He's got the first down. Pickup of 19. Make it almost 20 yards on the catch. Centennial throwing the ball on first down, Tim?
Surprised me too. I'm almost speechless. I'm watching here as Cole. The habit Cole has of getting the play is that as soon as the play is over, he runs to the sideline, gets up to his coach, gets the next play, so they aren't shuffling in plays between players. Basically, it's coming from the sideline, but going coach to quarterback.
No, it's been one thing. Centennial's been throwing the football a lot more, and a lot of downs are even putting their quarterback in the gun. Play clock down to 5 for Cole. They're going to throw on first down again. They're going down the left sideline. They've got a man. Little back and forth, incomplete. Stearns, the intended receiver. No flag. Oh, we do have a penalty flag, but not at the play where the ball was thrown. Chop block, block below the waist, going to be called against Centennial. That's where the penalty flag was, at the line of scrimmage. We were watching where the ball had gone. 2 first touchdowns, it's been working.
They have their tight end Porter out there playing a defensive end, giving a little more pressure. But getting those hands up there, blocking a passing lane.
And a timeout called on the Centennial sideline. There was something.
I think the play clock was running down.
And the Centennial sideline takes a timeout at the 1:51 mark. We will have halftime talking basketball. And here's the thing that's going to be exciting for the Centennial Marching Band. They actually get to march tonight. They did not march in the first game. In years past, there's been both bands to limit the number of people here. We didn't have both bands. And then the second game, it was raining, so you didn't have the band that night. And now tonight, they did do I don't know if you want to call it a marching duel. They had the Hawks and the Jaguars march last Saturday night. Jaguar fans on one side, Hawks on the other, and got to at least see their bands because their season 2, Tim, cut short. Second down for Centennial. $1:51 to play in the half. ACHS up by 2 touchdowns. Cole back to pass, throws near side. Stearns comes back for it. Incomplete.
he had a little bit of look in and had to kind of do the 180 around. The ball was on his outside shoulder. Thought it would be at the inside shoulder. Good throw there. Good coverage.
Braden Bielner on the coverage there. That deep out is a hard pass to complete.
It is. It takes good protection by your line. It also takes a quarterback to throw accurate. There's no or little wind out there, so that's not going to hurt. They've been looking at, Braden Bielner is a sophomore and has his hands full out there with Isaac Stearns.
Stearns has been the big target for Cole. 3 catches, 55 yards. Screen, they go, and what happened, incomplete. Cahill kind of got taken down to the ground. He couldn't get back up fast enough. The ball was thrown. He had a lot of blockers, a lot of black shirts.
Nate Howe was
have a guy
out
to
there.
catch it.
Big 77 Nate Howe was out there. He was on the ball right away. He goes, Coach, I'm open. If you just put me eligible, I could do this.
So now Ames is going to get the ball back with 1:40 if Centennial truly goes through with the punt. You got 4th and 27. You kind of have to punt the ball here, especially you go on field possession or field position.
Ames will want to return the ball, get better field position.
Good kick. No take. And letting it go. Looked like it was either Brooks. I think it was Brooks on that far sideline. All right, Jeff Brooks. Speaking of Brooks, let's bring in Jeff Brooks and see what's going on down there. What do you know, Jeff? Been a while.
Yeah, hey, nothing. I'm just down here chatting with the Centennial athletic director and just discussing the game and how impressive both teams really are. Ames, he was commenting on a lot of the athletic stuff they have going on. 1:30 to go, and he's like, wow, they certainly could go down and score, quickly this possession. So let's see if they can't put something together and finish the half out strong.
Well, when you score 54 points in a game, 1:30 might be enough opportunity to score twice. Let's see what Lipsy can do. Empty backfield on first down. Fumbles the snap. He's going to run it up the middle and escape 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 still on his feet. He's at the 40, cross midfield, shoved in, back towards the middle of the field. Lipsy escapes another man, and now Taman Lipsy's going to take it all the way in for the score. 83 yards on a fumbled snap. Oh, my.
Coach is right then in the playbook. That's the way we draw it up. He came down here, broke a tackle, stiff-armed a defensive back, cut it back inside. I thought he might have come close to stepping out at the 40, cut it back in. All of a sudden, he had open field all the way to the end zone.
Just because I said you could score in that amount of time twice, I didn't say I meant it. Lipsy, what a play. The extra point is attempted by Frank Biogi, and it is good. 14-7 with 1:10 to play. Back after this.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Holm of Ankeny Fanatic. We're gearing up for another exciting fall season of high school sports. Be sure to check out our website for all of your Hawk and Jaguar coverage. Hey, look who's here. Welcome back, Coach.
How you doing?
Good luck this season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. What?
You don't want to miss any of the action. There you go, Jeff.
Thank you. Go to AnkenyFanatic.com for your best local sports coverage around.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
This Lipsy guy, I don't know.
I heard his name. His name's familiar.
Name's familiar. My gosh.
I wonder if anybody up in Ames named Prome knows who he is. Oh. He's heard of him.
Pretty
before.
sure he would have been. Prome might have been at that same 8th grade track meet that Ryan Pizzetti was at. They knew Lipsy. Lipsy has at least one sister playing Division I basketball. Great return, Owen Gates up to the 35-yard line. And here's the thing, Tim, minute 3, 2 timeouts.
Yep.
And the Jaguars could absolutely be in business here, at least trying to get themselves a chance for a field goal. 35 is a great place to start this drive.
You got the quarterback, you go out the arm, you could go down the middle, and that's been open. Either the corners are backing up, but they have those 5 defensive backs to play that 4-2-5, so they're going to give them probably rush 3. Nope, they're going to go with their 4-2 look. Deep safety. Lipsy is the deep safety.
Handoff, second man through. A little bit of ball control here. Tyler Johnson.
Maybe get the clock down to under 20 seconds and see if you can do something. Get a big play, get a defensive interference play, keep it alive.
Clock at 35 seconds. Centennial not taking a lot of chances here on this play. They'll hand it off. Trey Porter up the middle. He escapes 1 tackle, but not 2. Ty Payson, and I'm guessing that was Briar Fitz right next to him, and it was.
Caleb Growey came in there and kind of forced the action back inside.
Centennial's going to take those 2 offensive plays and call it a half. 14-7. Centennial has a lead. They scored on their first 2 drives and then didn't get much further after that. Coming up next, we will talk with Scott DeYoung, a taped interview from yesterday, and then Bob Fontana. We'll talk boys basketball after that. But the Iowa Corn halftime show gets underway right now.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
All right, Coach, an off-season like none other. How do you prepare in the off-season for not being able to have full contact and camps that you would want to and the time that you've wanted to? This has got to be, I mean, the football coaches have had to deal with it. Now basketball coaches have had to deal with it too.
Well, every sport activity, everybody, the whole population around the world has had to deal with it. So you make adjustments and you move forward. But we were able to get the month of July during the summer, so we're thankful for that. But, you know, a few things, some of the kids aren't getting as much time in the gym. And then it's your team building and chemistry, the relationship building that takes a little bit of backseat too. So Zoom's okay, but it's not like being in person.
Well, I've had coaches tell me that in a way, this has almost helped bond some teams because coaches are telling their players, girls, these are your only friends. There's nobody else but your basketball or your volleyball or your whatever team it is. In that sense, they have to be together because they don't want anybody to get sick or introduce something. So in that sense, there's a little bit of extra bonding going on.
Yeah, we're not in season yet, so we're not to those kind of extremes, but I can certainly see the fall sports now. With this contact tracing and being exposed in the classroom, then you go to practice. It's not a time where you want your team to shut down for 14 days. So the added stress of the in-season sports once it gets rolling is going to be there. That's for sure.
All right, last year, finish with not quite you always want to finish at the state tournament and that on that last game, but you have to replace a pretty good leader, Taylor Runchie. You also lost Alex, Kiana Harris, Meg Burns. I mean, those are three good players, that quality women as well.
Well, no doubt. Alex got injured and didn't play the last portion of the season, which was tough. She was a 4-year player, but Meg and Taylor were just outstanding senior kids, great people. We're going to miss them a lot, that's for sure. And the schedule we had last year was really, really, it was a great schedule, tough games all the time. And, we had a really, really good team, but just not quite good enough to bump that upper echelon, which, right now is really, really good in our class.
I seem to remember a game against the eventual state champs that was pretty tight and a pretty good game. So, I mean, you played the best teams close and you'd get a couple of wins. Who's going to be key this year coming back for you?
Well, we have, a group coming back. We have a group of seniors that got experience last year. So when Alex went down, that meant that a couple juniors, now seniors, were able to get some experience. Unfortunately, Cleo Murray, who's been, kind of in our lineup since she's a freshman, tore ACL this summer. So it's going good for her, but, she's going to miss the first part of the season for sure. That's kind of a blow. But, we have a blend of some youth, and some seniors. So we really, really like what we have for a team. I just hope we can put our product out there. We're pretty excited about how good we could be.
And this league will be different again this year. A couple of move-ins in different districts that'll impact. Johnston adds a player, you have a player, and you just never know who's going to show up or not show up when that first practice starts. So do you anticipate a regular start date to your season?
Well, without getting into the politics of it, Iowa has been able to move forward pretty well. I give our governor some credit of she's taken a lot of heat probably on some sides, but she's moved forward. Life has to move forward. You don't want anybody to be stuck in a couple years and then look back and say, geez, I didn't do anything. So I think if people keep following the precautions and things go as they have, I think, that we'll have our season move forward. Will it be moved back? That could be a question. I know the colleges have. But I'm pretty optimistic that, the protocols are in place for us to have a season. Yes.
Oh, it'll be different. And any changes to your staff or anything that we should know about?
Well, we do have we had a player that moved in, Maggie Phipps. So, she's going to Drake. She's going to be a great addition. And I know you said there's some other kids that have moved into, different schools for whatever reasons. So, she gives us a go-to player, hopefully, that we really haven't had in the tough times. We have had some staff changes too. Dennis Albertson, who's been at my side here for about 30 years, and geez, I pushing maybe 50 total. He's not going to go at it this year because of the COVID and the situation. We'll really, really miss him. And one of our other assistant coaches stepped down for family reasons. So we've hired Rachel Henders, who you maybe remember from Johnston, and we're really, really excited to have her on our staff. She played at Lewis College, and I think that'll be very exciting and a good addition.
Oh, I'm getting tingles just thinking about basketball and what you're going to put onto the floor. Coach, I appreciate it. Thank you so very much, and we'll talk to you hopefully a bunch this season.
Absolutely. And thanks for the work to get the product for the high school kids out to people. So, my mom's in her 80s and, kind of at home a lot. So just to give some people something to look forward to and something to watch, I think is a really big thing all the way around. So thanks.
All right, no problem. That's head coach Scott DeYoung of the Centennial girls basketball team. This is the Iowa Corn Halftime Report. Bob Fontana of the boys coming up next.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Ordering groceries online from Hy-Vee is easy, and how I save time, especially during the holidays. For me, it doesn't get any better. Hey, I'll pass the rolls.
Oh, nice. Please pass the gravy.
I got you.
No. I'll do it. Hy-Vee aisles online. We deliver to Mahomes and your home for the holidays.
Does anyone need a knife?
No.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Support Iowa's corn farmers. And we are now at the Iowa Corn Halftime Report. And that was Scott DeYoung. Now let's talk Bob Fontana, boys head coach at Centennial. And Coach, I'm not trying to bring up a bad subject. I'm just trying to bring up an important thing. You ended the year like nobody else can do, really, at the state tournament. You were one of the last athletic events that we had for months and months and months. People were watching you from all over. Great team last year. Just kind of didn't end the way you wanted to. What do you remember, given now everything you've lived through, from then? Put it into some perspective, and now as you try to focus for the next year.
Well, Paul, we had a great season last year. Anytime you go 21-1 in the regular season in the CIML, that's quite a feat. And we were also playing in the toughest side of the league. So hats off to our kids. They did what we asked of them day in, day out. And when you look at the big picture, they got a lot to be proud of and a lot to be remembered for. To go 24-3, set multiple school records, and do what we did was pretty impressive. State tournament, what a lot of people don't know, in the first round game, Jerron Cruz got hurt on the third possession of the game. They thought he broke his wrist, but he had a severe sprain of the ulnar ligament net. He went ahead and played, and then Colin McAleer sprained his ankle in the second half. So those two guys were banged up, rest away. And then we got in foul trouble against Waukee in the semifinal and lost that by 6 against a really good Waukee team. So, you got to have some luck when you're down there. All 8 teams are good, and you got to have some luck. And it just didn't turn out the way we wanted it. But you know what? We got a lot to be proud of. First team in Centennial history going state tournament. Won our second conference title in the short time we've been open. So. Excuse me, those guys that graduated, they left their mark on Centennial basketball. So, for years to come. So hopefully we can keep doing what we're doing.
So much of basketball and 4A, girls, boys to extent, is about shooting the three. But what I loved about your team last year, you had those twin towers, Johnson and McCullough. It was back to old school basketball there. I mean, it was throw it down low, and those guys just dominated. The improvement they had made from year to year was so fun. And then you throw in a Jerron Cruz that allowed some spark from the outside. That was really a good in and out team.
Yeah, it is. We had a really nice inside-outside game offensively. We also did a nice job in transition at times. Of course, like you said, Cody and Micah with the inside, Jerron with his abilities on the perimeter, and then Preston Kelling was very athletic for us. And then Colin Mackler added to the mix with his ability to shoot the three. So we had a great mix of weapons last year. And, and another thing, too, that was huge for us, we were third in the state in free throw percentage. So we did a great job of getting to the line and knocking those down. And that was huge.
What do you got this year? I mean, the off season's a little hard to you couldn't quite do the summer camp circuit that you would like to, but
right.
Everybody's in the same boat, though. So who's in your boat this year?
Yeah, so you know what? The summer was going to be big for us just because the only two guys that played coming back are Mackler and Cruz. And, there were some guys that didn't get to play last year that were on the varsity, and I was looking for them to improve and step up, and they have, and they will. And then we got some pieces off the sophomore team. We're going to look a lot different. Our four biggest kids that were 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", all graduated. Our tallest guy is 6'3". So we're going to be heavily guard-oriented. We might look a little bit different offensively. We're going to have to hang our hat on defense rebounding, and we got to make sure we take care of the basketball.
And it is going to be a different league again. I mean, the team 2 miles south of you, defending champs, they don't return everybody either. They return a few parts. A couple of moves, Omaha Billieu goes to Waukee, so that'll change that school. Waukee looks to be the one a lot of people are going to talk about early as, a favorite in this side of the state. They still have a pretty good team, but, hey, anything can happen this year.
Yeah, pretty good. I think they're real good. They got 4 D1 kids.
I was being modest about it,
4 Division I kids, and then Malik Allen from North transferred over there too. And then Valley got one of Dowling's kids, a 6'10" kid. So Valley's going to be, they got a couple good shooters, and they got 2 big kids. You got then Ames has got Lipsy and all those guys back. So Ames, Waukee, Valley, Dowling's going to be, they're still going to be solid. And Johnston had 4 starters back last year, and 2 years ago won the conference. They got all those kids back.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a tough unit to handle too. So, and then with Des Moines schools, I think Hoover, you'll see their youth. They've improved. They're going to be good. I think the sleeper over there, though, in the Metro could be Roosevelt.
Yeah.
They got some athletic kids. So, I just hope that we have a full season and we'll just take one day at a time. So,
one last thing. You mentioned him. Lipsy hurt last year, didn't play. I'm just guessing. 83-yard touchdown run. He might be back. Might be back to full strength. He's a special player, right? I mean, there's not many like him that come through.
Yeah, I would say you're pretty special when you're on Team USA, which is one of the top 12 players in the country in your class. You know what? He's a great athlete. He's a great kid. I just stopped and said hi to him before the game and asked him how his knee was doing. He said his knee was fine.
Yeah.
But he's a great athlete, and he's not a fun kid to coach against. But you know what a great person he is.
Yeah.
So, and you know what, our kids that we got coming, our seniors to be, they are gym rats, and they are a fun group to coach. And so I'm hoping that what they are doing with their work ethic is going to rub off on our younger kids, and our older kids are going to lead by example. So
it's going to be a year where you see how strong that program truly is. Bob Fontana, head boys basketball coach at Centennial. Thanks, Coach, and we'll talk to you, goodness gracious, in just a few weeks probably, talking basketball. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
All right, back at halftime. Centennial still leads 14-7 right here on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Irvindale.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Holm of Ankeny Fanatic. We're gearing up for another exciting fall season of high school sports. Be sure to check out our website for all of your Hawk and Jaguar coverage. Hey, look who's here.
Hey,
welcome back,
Dan,
Coach.
how you doing?
Good luck this season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. What?
You don't want to miss any of the action. There you go, Jazz.
Thank you. Go to AnkenyFanatic.com for your best local sports coverage around. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Junior garlic bacon butter. I'm excited. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. I just want it right now.
That garlic butter is something else. It's like the garlic butter showed up to the party first, and then he called the bacon and was like, dude, you gotta get down here. And then the bacon showed up, and now everybody's having a good time.
Junior garlic butter bacon burger.
Godfather's Pizza's Autumn Feast. A medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, and my new caramel apple streusel with Twix candy pieces. Get yours today.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Second half, just a few seconds away from getting going. It is Centennial 14, Ames 7. Paul Yeager, Tim Halber, Jeff Brooks. Quick look here at statistics. Centennial's 15 carries for 77 yards, 13 carries for Ames, 105 yards. All of the big plays coming on one 82-yard play. Let's quickly, Jeff Brooks is down on the sideline, had a chance to hopefully pin a couple of people down. What's going on down there, Jeff?
Yeah, I think that was one of my better halftime experiences that I've had in these 3 years. That was an awesome by both coaches. They were both very accommodating. So, so talking to Coach Ferguson with Ames, we talked about the messages to the boys and hey, they're here, they're playing tonight. Sure, the other team had a couple of weeks to get better at games while they got together, but not as a coach team, So he was impressed. He said the boys are ready here in the second half. They're ready to get out there and get at it. So look for that to continue. He said even though it was just one play, we're in this game. So what a great guy. So and then on the other end of the deal, Coach Pizzetti, he was really impressed with the first two drives, but then he said penalties. And, yep, that sums up the rest of their half. And boy, he talked about Lipsy in that dangerous place, and I want to quote him here. He said, that's a dangerous kid. So, Coach Pizzetti, hats off to him. That was a great interview that I had with him. He's an awesome man. So,
all right,
there you go.
Thank you so much, Jeff Brooks, down on the sideline. When we take away the live interview, we're getting them all relaxed here, Tim Halber. Ball is taken on the fly by Ty Morgan, and then Morgan still on his feet. Okay, I need to finish this part from Lipsy. I've been thinking about this whole time, and I say it on occasion. There's something, Tim, about when the ball doesn't necessarily go the way you think it's going to go, sometimes it just throws off timing. And Lipsy fumbled that snap, and whether a couple of defenders took their eyes off or just said, oh, it's a busted play, that's sometimes when the most weird things, big play things, can happen.
And a credit to him, it's keeping your mind in the midst of chaos because he doesn't get rattled. He went out there, broke a couple tackles, kept his head up, looking downfield. So, and generally, because it throws off your timing, you get your rush, you stop rushing, you think the ball is going to be in front of you, you think you might pick it up for a fumble. So, a lot of things going on in a busted play.
Stearns and Porter back with Cole, and already first play of the game. And before Cole can call timeout, there's a penalty. Is he picking up the flag?
Yep, gave him the timeout. They may have had. Not sure what
there was still 6 seconds on the play clock, snap clock.
They had a mix-up on who was in there.
Somebody didn't come in. Illegal substitution is what they were going to get. So, all right, timeout wipes that out. All right, let's get some things settled here. Cole in the first half, 5 of 8 passing, 67 yards. Lipson, 4 of 11 for 38. We mentioned Lipsy's 7 runs, 91 total. 83 of them coming on one play. Cole is 1 rush for 2 yards as a touchdown. 3 carries for Johnson, 35. Porter, 8 carries, 41. Stearns has 3 catches for 55 yards. Those are some of your big plays. Ames, other than Pappin's 14 yards, there's nobody else in double digits but the quarterback. Cole's going to roll out, come back, throw. Intercepted by Ames. On the far sideline, stepping right in front of it, DeAndre Isaac. He's one of their leading tacklers. Now he's one of their leading interceptors.
Plays that rover back. They play that 4-2 defense. He's not a corner. He's not a safety. He's not a linebacker. He's their rover, so he kind of sits in that middle of the zone. Throws a little bit late. Got there. Get the pick. Great field position to start Ames this quarter.
And I really don't know if JJ saw him because he was. I had the field glasses on him, and I mean it was pure right to Isaac. All right, so here comes Ames. They scored on their last possession on a big play. This is the shortest field, best field position they've had this game. They start the drive at the 26, 1st and 10, 11:40. They trail by a score. Lipsy in the gun. Claps it, gets it. Play action. Looks left, dances a little bit. What's Houdini got? He's trying to escape. 1. He's going to, if he can get to the outside, and he is going to. He's hit pretty late and way out of bounds. 4 flags come.
It was hard. We had.
Lipsy was tied up in the field. He hopped out trying to make an extra play, and that's what Centennial's arguing about.
Vernon had him. He got out of the tackle, so I think when he jumped out of the tackle, he was heading out of bounds. Zach is just trying to make a tackle because he's not going down. He's right on the stripes on the sideline. He's on that picket fence.
So Ryan Freeze, Jim Pfeiffer, Greg Jennis, John Garrow, and Todd Putnam, your officials tonight. So this is going to send Ames even closer.
And for player safety, they're going to throw that flag.
Yeah, outside the 10, so they can still get a first down. If I'm reading where the football is, it's outside the 10. So basically now Ames has 8 chances to score from 10 yards out. And now some confusion with Ames in their huddle. Into the game is Joe Flannery. He goes to the right side. Pappin to the left of Lipsy. Throw back to the left side. It's caught by Brooks, and he is quickly tackled in the open field. Griffin Neal. They pull Griffin out sometimes in passing plays. He made a pretty good play on a passing play
great
right
pursuit.
there.
Once again, pursuing down behind the line of scrimmage, not getting caught going back on defense, but he gets behind the line of scrimmage and pursuing that way, getting up because Brooks had nowhere to go as he tried to go back in the middle of the field. He met Mr. Neal.
Griffin Neal, defensive lineman, 6', 210 senior in his final home game at Ankeny Stadium. On the 25th of October, they go Brooks on the jet sweep to the right. Flannery was trying to buy him some space, but just could not tie it up. Got to give credit there. 16, that is, I know we've talked about it, Zach Hansen. Hansen tied up that play. Sometimes you don't make the tackle. You spread it out, eliminate that blocker, and allow somebody else to come up and make the play.
They don't place to get. Usually Evan Gray for Ames is the guy that does their jet sweep. That time they try to misdirect and use Brooks out there. Brooks is the taller on there. Just couldn't find a lane to turn it upfield. Maybe gained 1 or 2 yards.
Stevens and Gray have been kept in check. Let's see if Lipsy looks their way on this third down play. Looks to the left. Now he's flushed. Escapes one. He's going to throw towards his... Well, he's outside the tackle, so would not be downing or intentional grounding, but there was nowhere near. There was no receiver in that area.
Nathan Waldy was on him, applying pressure, pushing him inside, making him pirouette.
So now it is a field goal opportunity here for Ames. A 30-yard field goal attempt coming on the way from their kicker, and it is good. It is the OG with the field goal. So now it's 14-10. We got ourselves a ball game here with 10:22 to play.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Waukee leads Johnston 28-10. Ankeny in front of Valley 21-3. Next week we have the Hawks, and they're playing who? Who do we have next week?
There's Ankeny, the other Ankeny.
But who does Ankeny play?
Johnston Dragons.
We play Johnston. All right, so that's who we will have here, and it's again taken by the back up to the 37-yard line. When I say we, I don't mean we as in home announcers. We mean we as who's our game in front of us. All we want is a good game, Tim.
Yeah.
All we want is Jeff Brooks to start talking to us from the north end zone where he's reporting on the sideline tonight, Jeff.
Yeah, Centennial really dodged a bullet there. That was, get something done with that on first, like you said, 1st and 10 from the 10. Let's.
He's listening to us, Tim. It's a miracle.
Right? I am doing something down here. No, really. So Cole threw an ill-advised pass there, kind of rolling to his left and threw it back to the right. Classic, don't do that. But see if Centennial has an answer here, and it goes back down and scores. Hey, on a quick side note, sorry to take so much time, but I was talking to one of the football coaches from Indianola today, and he was telling me if this comes down to a kicking game, I think Ferguson has some ties with NFL teams on kicking. I think he might be a kicking guy.
He knows. We talked about Jamie Cole as a kicker because we were talking about JJ, and he says, "Oh, I'm aware. We've had some camps that have shared." Interesting note there. White makes the tackle of Porter. Porter gets it again. Porter is pretty much the featured back here in those second and now third quarters, Tim. Surprised?
Yep. Not surprised at all. I thought they used him more in the first half. He was the leading rusher, so he brings a lot of speed, straight ahead speed. Instead of trying to do the jet sweep, they're looking at getting him out more, so it brings up a 3rd and short. Ames has played a little bit stiffer defense. I think they're starting to figure out to get their game speed out there. So this is a big 3rd down for them if they could stop them here at the 45-yard line.
Coming into tonight, Trey Porter had 31 carries. He's got 10 tonight for 49 yards. We'll see if he gets it. Fumble! And the officials make it that J.J. Cole fell back on it, but on what was 3rd and 2 just became 4th and 4 in a punting situation for the Jaguars.
just never got the exchange between the quarterback and the fullback there, ball hitting the ground. So I think the line would have had the blocks there, but just the mishandled exchange of the football.
So now Centennial will have to punt the football away. Back to kick for the Jaguars is Tyler Johnson, the senior. Let's see, it's back for is Gray, and Gray is going to take it at the 15.
He's got a window.
He has a seam to the 30, 40. He's got full stride, 40. He got a guy to beat. Steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And if he doesn't step out of bounds, he might still be running because one of the guys that he had to beat was a big defensive lineman, or the offensive lineman, Nate Howe. But Howe can move as you see him jog off the field. He's got some speed.
But then again, Gray is the one they used on their jet sweep, so it's no surprise he got up there. Once he kicked to the outside, he had two blockers setting up that wall, and he took advantage of it, kind of kicked it into gear, so flipped the field. Getting the ball at the 41.
That was a return of almost 45 yards. 8 minutes, 7 seconds to play, third quarter. Centennial still with the lead, but Ames with the ball. They send Phillips in motion. Hand off, Pappin. He's stopped right at, not even to the line of scrimmage. You guessed it, Nick Eaton. We just need to write his name in bold on our programs. Big play.
To get in there, Zach English, for a sophomore coming in there, has really stepped up the last few weeks that we've called his name a lot. We've seen him getting in the game, really getting there behind the line of scrimmage, getting them behind the sticks. And now you bring up a 2nd and 12, getting a no gain there. So Centennial defense stiffening up.
Well, Caden Stewart is on the sidelines, not in uniform. He was hurt last week. He was their third quarterback. They didn't have that option. They were hoping to just get through with their first two. Lipsy flushed. He's still looking to throw. Tipped and out of bounds. Intended for Anthony Davis. It's incomplete, third down.
Nice play by Tyler Johnson. As the ball hit his hands and he juggled it, he went there, put a lick on him so he wouldn't be able to pull the ball in.
Jaguars scored on their first two possessions, Tim. Since then, they haven't been able to put a drive together. That's one thing Coach Ryan Pizzetti told us this week. He says, we've just got to be able to finish drives. Ames, they were struggling to play some defense. They've played some. Now they're trying to get that high potent offense into the end zone. Take this lead back. Lipsy on third down. Gives it to Mabin, or to Pappin, and he can't get anywhere. So trying to go against conventional wisdom throwing the football. They instead do the draw, the stretch play.
Carter Cahill in the backfield. Wonder if they set that up where he's spying on the tailback. So if he does get that, so Cahill coming from his strong safety position, coming up there, forcing him to pop outside the hole and basically no gain or lose a yard.
You punt this, right? You can't fake this. Not here, right?
Too far.
Too far. Would absolutely flip the game.
Fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go, I would.
Lipsy will punt it. Problem is he got a little too much on it. Bounced at the 2 and had no chance for a down. Touchback. It'll go back to the 20. Next week and the week after, we have 2 Ankeny Hawk games where we will be. And Centennial next week is scheduled to play Roosevelt. So as of now, that will be a bye unless something comes together. There were some talks earlier of finding a different opponent, but we'll see how that one shakes out. And then Centennial will finish the year on week 7 at Valley. Now, one playoff scenario that I had heard about would have a repeat of that in the first round of the playoffs. Valley against Centennial. But everybody's going to make the playoffs, but we'll see. Ames, they are to host Indianola and then be at Des Moines East. So they might not have a second game. As of now, Des Moines School's not in action. And why State has ruled, if you are not in school in person more than 50%, you cannot field an athletic. So the swim team had senior night after one meet. The football team had senior night. And then Ames not allowed to practice. You can't have activities.
Right.
So, as I mentioned with both basketball coaches, it's just a weird year. But everybody's going through it.
Yes, it's unfortunate. They put a lot of practice in, these guys that want to play, but this is a decision done by the school districts, Des Moines Public, and it's hard to see when your neighbors across town are playing football. And I feel for the young guys because these guys put a lot of work in off season by themselves just to get to this point to play in the season. So any game you want to take that, this is a unique opportunity.
Well, and this is also part of that. Different this year as we have these breaks, sanitation breaks, where they're to change some things out, and we've had our second one now. We had one in the first half. Now we've had this one. Now it's time to go to work for Centennial's offense. J.J. Cole in the gun. Jet sweep. They go on that stretch play to Porter. That's a play they ran against Waukee for a lot of success in the first quarter 2 weeks ago, but went away from it in the second half, and we haven't seen it much tonight.
Good scouting on the Ames defense. They know what's coming in. They're getting good pursuit down there. There just isn't a lot of room. There's not a lot of gap. Usually it comes in, there's a quick cut on the inside, and then you're past the linebackers, but their pursuit is kind of cutting the holes down. So nice job with the defense sniffing out that play.
The Hawks put a touchdown up on Valley. They're up 28-3. Nope, don't hit him. He's down on the knee. Trying to make that catch and stay up on his feet was Peyton Good, but he had to put a knee down just to catch it, and that official right there on the call, he gets popped. Not a penalty, just hey, just nobody get hurt here, all right?
Yeah, when you're playing full speed, you don't know. You think you hear the whistle, but you don't want to go in there and if you think he's down, the official doesn't think he's down, he's not down.
Third down, 6 yards to go. Ball on the 24-yard line. Clock approaching 5 minutes.
Corner's playing back.
Pass to Stearns is caught. First down, fumble.
He's marking it down.
He threw the bag like it was a reception and a fumble, and it's recovered by Ames. Turnover.
He had caught it and made 2 steps, and then as the tackle hit, the ball came out. So he made a football catch and a football move. They're going to give him that he had possession and took 2 steps. He caught it about the 34 and went about 2-3 yards.
I don't know, Jeff Brooks, that was kind of, you had a different view. The play was kind of between the two of us. Did you see anything different than what we just talked about?
No, it was catch, turned up a couple steps, dropped the ball, and even the sidelines, there was no argument over there. So
yeah.
I will say, though, Ames has got 3 good breaks here this half, right, and have 3 points out of it, and they are going with the wind. So they need to make some hay here. The wind is still a factor down here, and it's going to turn here in 5 minutes. So, Centennial will have it the next quarter.
Make hay while the sun shines or the moon is high. Nice job, Jeff Brooks. Jet sweep right side. Keyshawn Brooks, he's got to move. A cutback first down. However, hold the phone. Holding is the key on that word of that phrase.
Yes.
Holding, Ames. So.
It's a good-sized hole.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Did you call that from up here? You saw that.
Yeah, he took it out there, and they're holding the line in because, we've been talking about Wildy and Nick Eaton and those guys. I'm sure they're having their hands full trying to keep those guys contained, so they're reaching out. Good play call. Normally, like I said, graze the jet sweep. Brooks got out there and had some room. That play would be something we want to go back to.
Well, that's one of those you hold for a while for a big moment. Speaking of moments, they got Phillips lined in the slot position up there. He turns around and runs. They go back to Brooks for the catch. Brooks makes it at the 37. Positive yards, but still a long way to go. Second and about 14, almost 15.
Another guy we haven't heard much is that Nico Stevens, the other 6'5 senior, plays a wideout. He switches off with Joe Flannery. I think there's something there. They use that height to that advantage to find something on the sideline. But I've seen him wide, lining up wide out.
Well, teams will double up on Brooks, and that sometimes leaves Stevens open. Right now, Brooks has got solo coverage down on our side. They're going right side with Pappen on the run. He cuts it back up. Another penalty comes in.
Another in the area where the linemen hold.
I got it. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, you're off. Come on, Whitehead, say something. You're off.
Yeah, it is a hold again against Ames, so that'll send it back. So, those 2 weeks off can really mess with. It's one thing to be able to practice and focus on fundamentals. Say Dowling is off this week. They're working on, some fundamental things. But when you can't get together and practice, you can't work on anything. You can send video clips via huddle and show formations and things, but the physical nature, football needs to have that contact.
You get a little tired and your feet don't get in front of you, then you get your hands extended from you, then you start holding.
2nd and 24. Counter. Pappen gets up about to the 45. Owen Vernon, the last guy off the pile. 3rd and you could maybe call this forever.
So depending on what they get on this down, would you go, if they get inside the 40 at the 35, do you start going for it? You don't need to get it all, but you want to get something. There's a lot of room there. The 2 safeties are playing back.
Well, are you thinking 2 plays, cut this in half right now? 3rd and 19, Lipsey's going to spin out of one. Try to shake and bake another. He's down the sideline, and he's thrown out of bounds. And,
I would have thought if I saw a flag, I would not have been surprised, but it's close to the sideline. There's tackle, and there's a little bit of a throw, but they kept it in their pocket. So this, picked up a few yards, but brings up a 4th down.
But they cut it in half. It's 4th and 8.
Inside the 35, I was wondering if they would have a play there. This is where they...
Because even if you don't get it, you're only giving up 12 yards on a touchback of a punt if you can't seal it inside.
But they've had a hard time sealing it. Now, the big tight end, we have not called Porter. I think he's been open before.
Lipsey on 4th down. Goes across the middle. The big tight end, Phillips. 1st down. He is tackled
bumbling
by Adriano. Just floating out there was Corey Phillips. Nice call, Tim.
He's been open. He's a big target. You can't miss him down the middle of the field.
Just a slow release, and when you don't, maybe they thought, he's just running it soft.
Yep. They blitz on that play. They sent 5 rushers, so there's a lot of press. But that's one of the few times we've seen Lipsey get the pass out quickly instead of back to looking for an open man. So big 4th down play to give him a 1st and 10 on the 14.
Less than a minute 40. Whistle before the snap.
Motion
or delay.
Timeout.
Or timeout.
Yep.
Timeout. Ames and us on CISN.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
Ames, 1st and 10 from the 14 here at Ankeny Stadium. 10 and 14 are also the numbers of our score. 14 for Centennial, 10 for Ames. Flip play to Brooks. That play blown up right in the middle. There was nowhere for him to go on that inside flip counter.
That was
English there.
That could have had disaster written all over. The ball was up in the air, caught it up around his face mask. So this happened in the series before down inside. They're on the 10-yard line. They run plays that are behind the line of scrimmage, like either short pass plays. They would do better if they could get past beyond the line of scrimmage and get into their playmakers. But the Centennial defense is tough. That defensive line has done a great job of applying pressure.
Lipsy looks to the left, now to the right. Rifles it down towards the corner of the end zone, and it's caught! In for a touchdown for Ames. What a play, what a throw.
Keyshawn Brooks.
Oh, Keyshawn Brooks. 17-yard touchdown score to give the Little Cyclones the lead.
That's the most time I've seen Lipsy have back there, looking rolled out, half rolled out to the right, back, looked down in the corner there, and had something on it. Got it down the end zone. As Coach says, we just kind of let Lipsy make plays for us.
That was a shot, and now Ames has a 17-14 lead with 46 seconds to play in the second quarter.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
Ames has rattled off 17 straight points. Owen Gates takes it at the 10, hurdles one at the 20 up to the 30. He gets about as far as the 33-yard line. Jeff Brooks, we were talking up here. I think you could probably hear us discuss it. That ball was moving from Lipsy to Brooks. What I should do is when I call you, turn your microphone up. Now I got you, Jeff.
That helped. Hey, yeah, no, he had, and to your guys' and the offensive line's credit for Ames, he had all kinds of time back there. I don't know if Centennial was trying to contain him, but yeah, he had his choice of receivers. He could have also hit that big tight end if he wanted to. Phillips was wide open as well. So, Centennial, they got to get it together here, put together this drive and change, flip-flop the field position, and I think they'll be all right as well. So, see what happens.
Porter is hit by Hall as soon as he takes the handoff. Gets maybe half a yard up to the 34. Thank
Hall's
you,
done
Jeff,
a nice
for
job.
that report.
6'4", 225 sophomore on that defensive line. I think he's got room to grow.
That'll be the last play of the third quarter. Centennial trails by 3 as we go to the fourth here on CISN.TV.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Godfather's Pizza's Autumn Feast. A medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, and my new caramel apple streusel with Twix candy pieces. Get yours today.
A little happy dance.
Get it. Get it.
Garlic butter bacon burger. Garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger.
Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Get it. Get it.
Centennial led at the 1:16 mark on their second touchdown after their second possession. Since then, it has been all Ames. Cole goes deep. He's got Stearns. It's caught inside the 30. Then the ball comes loose. And I think Centennial got back on the ball. They did. Trey Porter saves the day for Isaiah Stearns. Oh, my. Near disaster. What a great play over the middle. That'll give the Centennial offense a boost. What a play.
If you're scoring at home, that's a completion, fumble, and recovery on the same play. Good hustle by Trey, because otherwise that had two Ames defenders right there, and they're looking for another gift.
Well, Jeff Brooks had talked about a couple of breaks for Ames. Maybe that's the break Centennial gets. They go Porter on the counter up the middle. Trey Porter, he just caught it, and he keeps running. Jack White the stop up to the 10-yard line, and that's a first down. A Centennial player is slow to get up, and that's on the offensive line. Is that how? Is that 7-7?
Looks like Drew, possibly. He's back in the huddle.
Ty Morgan in the game.
7 seconds, 6.
I formation. They go Morgan. Spins out, but nowhere to go. Tied up the middle. Ty Payson, the tackle. Gain of maybe 1.
Big test for this, will the offensive line do something against this? Ames defense has been playing a very good half.
Sometimes Centennial has struggled to finish the drive. Let's see, they go fumble. Morgan lost the handle. No
Ames
clear indication. Ames has it. Ryan Freeze says Ames has the football.
I don't know if it was Brian Freeze that got a hand in there as he cut in and just got a big paw out there and kind of jarred the ball loose. He turned the play inside, is what you teach your ends to do. Let them get back into the pursuit.
Trey Porter was trying with all his might to prevent that from being a turnover, but the Little Cyclones get the ball back. 10:06 to play in the game, and they have a 3-point lead. Other than the first drive, neither team has really had good sustained 10 to 12-yard plays. Ames has scored on an 83-yard play or a big 50-yard play or a big 35. There's just not been good sustained drives. Let's see what Ames can do on this one. Brooks in motion. They go Pappin. He cuts it back. Guess who he runs into? Owen Vernon. Griffin Neal just a little hobbly there after that.
Nathan Wildy in there as well. Just not allowing him, Pappin, to cut back at all. There's no cutback lanes at all. Otherwise, there would have been a good running lane there on the left side. So good gap control, staying in your lanes, and playing good sound defense.
Second down, Lipsy throws, incomplete. Going for Keyshawn Brooks, just not enough there.
A little behind him, kind of threw it on the outside shoulder, and he ran his route and turned in. If he would have turned to the outside, he would have been there. Plays there. Big third down play, 3rd and 8. Last time Centennial came in, 4-man rush, blitzed the linebacker, which creates a little gap in that secondary in front of the safeties.
3rd and long. Lipsy looking for the out and up. He's got the up. He throws. Caught by Brooks. He's up to midfield. Tackle made. Trey Hansen.
You said that before. He's got that little gear. He kind of slips past the secondary. He stretches that field. He did it again.
And again, not just a simple 6-yard play. It's the big ones. That one goes for 40 yards. What Ames has been incredible tonight, Tim, on 3rd and especially 4th down.
It's like that boxer that keeps getting up off the mat. They should call him Rocky. They just keep coming up and throwing haymakers, finding themselves a 3-point lead here in the 4th quarter.
Clock moving, under 9. Reverse, Pappin cuts it back. Gets to the line of scrimmage and a couple of more. There's a 4-yard, almost 5-yard play. Whistles, and we got a downed Jaguar. Little stretch of the leg, the left leg.
Looks like he went down. Not a knee, not an ankle, but just a cramp. You can tell he was grabbing his calf. Can't tell who is down at this moment. Hope he's well. Glad to see it's not an injury, but just a cramp right at this point.
Well, this will give Centennial a little chance to regroup. Ames figuring out what they want to do here. 2nd and 5. The playbook seemingly wide open now. Go back to the last series when Ames went for it on 4th down. It would have been real easy to try and punt, but it was the 3rd down play. It's Griffin Neal. He'll have to come off for a play. So you think of that 3rd down play, Tim, and that last drive. Ames was about 3rd and 19, and I said they got to cut it in half, and they did. Because if you don't do that, there's no way you're going to get that opportunity. 4th and 7 is a whole lot different than 4th and 19. Here it is 17-14. We got a couple other games that are starting to heat up as well. This one's getting real interesting. 8.5 clock rolling. Lipsy rolls out, throws it back across, trying to go to Phillips. Penalty, intercepted, picked off by Jackson Weibly, and Weibly's going to run down the far sideline, and he's going to be inside the 15. Now we've got one penalty back at the 50. I don't know if we had one at the 25 or not.
There's definitely a hold. They had a full blitz on there.
And if it's a hold against Ames, Centennial will decline it.
There's a hold against Ames, definitely, because he was held in front of us. So then he threw across the field.
It was a throwback screen.
Yep, and there's just way too many bodies out there. So when they sort it all out, Centennial should be flipping the field.
We have a hold on the – I was going to say,
geez.
That was – it's on Ames. They'll decline it, so it will be.
Yes.
Now, Jackson Weibel is a junior. He plays basketball, started playing football at the age of 6. His football team at the age of 10 was coached by his dad. They went 10-0. Won the Super Bowl while they were living in Missouri. He's living in Ankeny now, and he's having a big play. That might have been a game changer right there. Ames was looking like they were going to go down and make it a 2-possession game, and now an INT and 30 yards later on the return, Centennial has the ball 1st and 10 from the 15.
We were just down here 5 minutes ago.
They go Porter up the middle. He's got forever to go. Gets inside the 5, down to the 3. 1st down. Move
That
the
play's
chains.
been there quite a bit. Player down for, looks like 2 aim players at the tackle collided. They'll both have to come off. At least one will have to come off the field.
We have a whistle for some injuries. We are hearing that Casey Mumm has already been hurt. And now that's Lipsy going off with a hurt. Waukee leads Johnston 45-17. Ankeny leads Valley 28-3. They are going to the 4th. They're also in the 4th. in that Waukee Johnston game. Here we're in the fourth as well. 2 ticks under 8 minutes. They wind the clock. We're after 9 p.m. on the 25th of September. Beautiful night for football, and before we get anywhere, we got a whistle timeout, Ames. We'll pay some bills and be back.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Holm of Ankeny Fanatic. We're gearing up for another exciting fall season of high school sports. Be sure to check out our website for all of your Hawk and Jaguar coverage. Hey, look who's here.
Hey,
Welcome back,
Dan,
Coach.
how you doing?
Good luck this season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. What?
You don't want to miss any of the action. Here you go, Jeff.
Thank you. Go to AnkenyFanatic.com for your best local sports coverage around.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Well, let's see, Tim. We've had an 83-yard run by Lipsy that gave Ames their first points before half. Then we've had a big couple of fourth down conversions by Ames, but then an interception, and then a fumble, and then another interception by Centennial, and a fumble. A couple of late-minute plays. We've kind of had it all here.
We've had 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Fumble lost, fumble not lost on a big play.
Well, we are still attending.
But Ames is still hanging in. They have the 3-point lead, but Centennial does not want to come away with this with a field goal attempt. They definitely want to get this in the end zone to get that back up with an extra point to a 4-point lead.
Centennial needs a touchdown here. 1st and goal from the 3. Tyler Johnson is behind.
My guess.
They go Porter. He's got a blocker, and he's got a touchdown! 3-yard score for Trey Porter. And Centennial takes the lead back 20-17.
One guy I've been noticing all night, but Drew Monservis, I'm going to be massacring his name, but he does a good job out there. Also with the tight end, Carter Reddle, I think I called him before. They got the blocks out there, and Porter runs downhill.
Extra point is good. Centennial, a 4-point lead with 7:43 to play.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Junior garlic bacon butter. I'm excited. Garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. I just want it right now.
Godfather's Pizza's Autumn Feast. A medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, and my new caramel apple streusel with Twix candy pieces. Get yours today.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
All you want is a good game, and we're getting there. 21-17. Centennial takes the lead back. They scored first. And then Ames rattled off 17 straight, and now it's been a comeback. Touchdown lead taking back by Centennial. Talmadge legs it and kicks it 2 yards deep into the back of the end zone. Jeff Brooks, don't touch it. That's not yours. What do you know there, Jeff Brooks?
Clear on the other side of that one.
Oh, yeah, now I see you. Yeah, sure.
Hey, once again, just repeating things, Ames is still in this ball game. They looked like a very confident group out there. Lipsey did go out. That defensive play, boy, that was a big hit that they laid on, that tackle. But he'll be coming back out here on offense, and I think he'll be fine. So let's see if he can move the guys.
Now Ames, Taman Lipsey, 6'2", 190 junior. The thing about it, not just playing, you don't play football at maybe the highest levels you do basketball, but there is still something when you're playing against some of the best in the country. You do compete at a high level. Lipsey's pass is tipped. I don't know if English, they were trying to go for Phillips, if English got a hand on it. But there's something about playing at that high level that just elevates your competitiveness and allows you to, football, any of these varsity sports, you talk about the game slowing down. And the same thing with Lipsey. You don't ever get the sense that he's rushed, in a hurry, feels frustrated. He's calm.
He's playing a game out there. He's got a really good head on his shoulders.
Boy, he's flush, turns around, throws it off his back foot, wobbler down the sideline. Almost for Pappen. Incomplete.
I thought he was sacked, turned around, did a pirouette, so he does have those really quick reflex moves.
Wildy was there. Wildy's been almost there a lot tonight. 247 yards of offense for Ames, 115 through the air, 132 from the ground. Centennial, 236 total yards, Tim, pretty balanced.
A player like that, you have to rush him under control because if you go within there too fast, a spin move, you're grabbing air.
Here comes some pressure again. He's going to tuck it, hurdle a player, and then dive for the stick. He's going to be close. He may actually have the first down. And he does move the chains. That was Houdini at his finest.
Jason Weibley in there on the safety.
He's the one who made the interception,
blitz.
Then almost gets the...
Almost sacked him, didn't quite get him. He spun out, went there, took it, leaped, kept his balance, stumbling, bumbling, and the nose of the football is across the 30-yard line. What a play. I've seen that. There's an athletic move. Under 7 minutes now.
Your Ames, you're not in a hurry, and you don't feel panic. And I don't think Centennial feels panic. They got the lead.
Two teams looking for the first win.
Phillips, they throw it to him. 3 guys bring him down. Adriano, English.
Vernon in there.
And Vernon. Phillips, one thing Coach Ferguson told us this week, Tim, he says, he's a guy that against Ames, he had a run across the middle on a reception. He outran the defensive back on a 40 to 60-yard play.
We haven't seen him catch the ball with a full head of steam, but now he's gotten a couple of receptions here. Been a target here this the second half, so see if they want to use him more now on this drive.
He was the 4th down savior the last drive. Here comes some edge pressure. Lipsey throws. There's Phillips, catches it. Stiff arm. He just shoved English down.
It's a 260-pound guy there, but there he had a little more open field. So once again, Lipsey getting out of coverage. They're blitzing the corners. They're throwing everything at him. He's able to get out of trouble, but once he does, now he's got the head to look downfield and look for an open receiver. So the blitzing doesn't seem to rattle Lipsey here, and they got another first down, and the drive keeps going.
This looks a lot like the last drive Ames had, but that ended in an interception. Let's see what happens this time. Lipsey throws across the middle. Incomplete.
Bounced it in there.
Trying to get to Evan Gray. The speedy receiver, incomplete.
Looks like Ames now is gonna be passing downs as they go through here. Do you think you're in a 4-down situation here? 5:45.
That's tough because there's a lot of game, but you only have one timeout. And Centennial with Porter could just run the ball out. Phillips in motion. Lipsy on the screen, and by golly, almost another interception. Right there again, and he's kicking himself right now, is Jackson Weibel.
Great rush by the defensive line that they got in there, quicker than Lipsy was anticipating. I would put that screen pass away for a while, and not use something else, because Centennial has been either intercepting it or awful close to picking off that ball.
And they've been in a lot of those plays. That has not really worked on any of those release plays for Ames. Centennial's read them well. Lipsy with time. Flushing, throwing, flag, up in the air, intercepted again, but was he in bounds? He was. Picked off at the 35, so if this is against Ames,
yep,
I would assume Centennial will decline it.
Yeah,
it is a hold
yep,
against Ames. The celebration on the near side tells you all you need to know.
There's 3 times that there's been a hold to free up Lipsy, and he's gone out there and he's thrown it downfield, causing an interception. Sometimes it's better just to live for another play. But heads up by Ankeny.
You know, competitors have a hard time doing that, though, Tim. They want, but you got to be smart. You see it in the NFL. Throw it away to live for another day. You can do it at the high school level.
You sit up here going, yeah, you should do that.
I know. Cole and the gang go back to work. And it's a tackle of Tyler Johnson behind the line of scrimmage. That's a good start for Ames.
Yeah, 53 on that. Caleb Graw, the coach had talked about him, the senior, plays really well when the leading tackler's out there. Got to play behind the line of scrimmage. This is a big series because Centennial could control the clock. Getting a couple first downs, getting the ball close to midfield would be big for them.
Valley scores, cuts it to a 28-10 game. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Porter on this jet sweep. They're stretching the play out. Might have been a hold, no call.
Oh,
Porter out of bounds. Flag comes down. When your hand gets outside on that backside and the official trailing the play sees it,
yep,
it is against Centennial.
Going the wrong direction because that takes him from the 32-yard line back to around the 27. $25.5.
5 minutes left as Waukee leads Johnston 45-17. So Waukee with another impressive performance, and calling timeout is Centennial's quarterback J.J. Cole. 4:44 to play.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Carter Cahill takes the handoff. And we have one official stopping the clock.
He's stopping.
Not sure why the clock keeps running. The official turn, was that an injury issue?
But the coach
doesn't. Helmet came off. Okay. The near official kept turning around, and he was pretty upset.
I think Centennial wants the clock to run.
Yeah. Porter in motion, gets it, and stiff arms 1 and 2, gets by 3 and is popped right out of bounds
by this quarterback guy.
By this number 10. Let me see. I don't have a 10 on my defensive side.
Yeah.
Lipsy.
He looks a lot like the guy who plays quarterback. Came across the field quickly. That had Porter had a head of steam out there. Lucky to get him out of bounds, about 5 yards short. So 4th and 5, so the punt team comes out. But good defensive series, getting down, but ran 3 minutes off the clock. Now we're down to 4:07 left in the game.
1 timeout for both squads. Davis to receive the high kick. It's taken on the run up to about the 41. Who did grab that? Was that Brooks? No, that was Davis. Yep, Anthony Davis.
Gutsy.
Yeah.
In a trap, but he gained 5. Instead of having the ball bounce and go back to the 20, he gained 8 yards, getting up to the 40-yard line, given a little bit shorter field, a 60-yard field for the Ames offense.
So Ames comes back to work here. 4 interceptions tonight for Lipsy. That's more than he's thrown touchdowns. 1 for Cole. Cole is 3 for 4 in the second half for 55 yards passing. Lipsy is 8 of 17 for 96. So now Ames comes out, 3:57 to play, trailing by 4. 2 receivers to the right. Lipsy rolls, pocket breaks, throws downfield. That time he threw it away.
Yep.
In the ballpark was Nico Stevens, incomplete.
Looks like he's rolling out, going about half speed. He just kind of rolling out there lightly, looking downfield, keeping his eyes downfield.
Is it the good ones in basketball where their speed just you take a play off and next thing you know, he's behind you and just scored a layup on you?
And I'm surprised that he doesn't go out there and not see it and tuck it and run and create a play. Because they have time, they can run the ball here in this last 3 minutes.
Jet sweep, Evan Gray, he's up towards the 46. Stops the clock at 3:43, but for Ames, it'll be 3rd down. Ankeny scores again, makes it 35-10, 3.5 to play in that one at Valley Stadium.
That was big to run out of bounds, so it saves the clock here. You got a 3rd and 4. I think they're in 4-down territory. I think they're gonna push the ball down the field.
If you're Ames and you don't get it here, you are most likely going for it. Exactly right, Tim. Here comes Lipsy. Here comes the pressure. Gets rid of it. Incomplete over the head of his intended receiver, Keyshawn Brooks. Punt team stays on the sidelines. Not saying it's the game, but you're basically flipping 50 to 50 here.
Centennial chose to go with the blitz. Give them the base, but they had 7 on that blitz. May have had actually. I think they had 4 defensive backs. So they're blitzing there, trying to create the mismatch, hurrying the quarterback because they know he was going to have that out, and it was there. So now I think they want to roll the quarterback out, give him a little bit of time.
You send in
or
some
drop
heat?
him back and cut and run.
Looks like Centennial's bringing the house. They are. Lipsy throws it downfield. Oh! If he could have completed that, there are 5 black shirts around Lipsy.
Griffin Neal had him.
Wildy, Wells, Taggart, Neal, Weibel.
They brought the house.
They brought the house.
Yep. But that was, against a quarterback like that, you instead of standing back there and trying to let him pass, you got to make him move his feet, throw off balance. And if he'd have had a little bit more on it, that could have been a huge play. But now here's one timeout for Ames. Centennial here could run the clock out. If they can get a first down, Ames can only stop the clock one more time.
They might need 2 first downs. There's still a lot of clock left. They go handoff, and it is to Tyler Johnson. Johnson gets 4.5. Good yards.
And Trey Porter brings that speed element to that misdirection play, and he does, when he cuts, he does run a great north and south. I was mentioning earlier on that touchdown, that's one thing he does, that goal line. Once he cuts it upfield, he's got a really good burst. He doesn't need a lot of room, but you really you don't need big plays right now. You need positive yards like 4 and 5 yards to get another first down.
And inbounds, too. Cole, that's a little clock melt. Porter, the jet. Trey's got it. And he's still on his feet, still in bounds. Finally runs out. Making the tackle, Caleb Graw.
Lipsy had the tackle in the backfield. Had him by the shoelaces, but just he stepped out of it. Gaining it, even though it stopped the clock, it gained a first down. Clock would have stopped on the first down mark anyway.
But it's up to the 32 now. One more first down for Centennial. And if they can chew it, keep it in bounds.
Now you're looking at key handoffs, clean handoffs.
Johnson up the middle. What's he do on first down but get 4.5, 5 yards? Again, near the 26. Ty Payson, the tackle. Also in there, Phil Townsend.
Drew in there is a sophomore playing well. Logan Stewart, these guys have Nate Howell. They've been doing the work. Even though that Madison went out with the injury, Devin Nally has been holding his own, playing well at stepping in, playing center.
Second man through is Cahill. Carter gets close to the first down. They stop the clock, indicating that's a first down. Clock under 2 minutes now, minute 53.
I think on the next run play, they're going to have to take a timeout. Hoping to get a turnover, force a fumble would be the only chance here for Ames. Strip the ball.
And as Coach Ferguson said, Centennial is always a fundamentally sound program. They're not going to fumble it very often. Porter gets it on the jet. You don't need to use score. He falls down.
Inbounds.
He falls down inbounds, but after he got the first down. And that is almost your ball game.
I would get into the victory formation now, just protect that football.
20 seconds on the clock for the play. And now Ames calls timeout. But, man, they let a lot of time melt off that clock. Our final 30-second timeout comes now.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Holm of Ankeny Fanatic. We're gearing up for another exciting fall season of high school sports. Be sure to check out our website for all of your Hawk and Jaguar coverage. Hey, look who's here. Welcome back,
Dan,
Coach.
how you doing?
Good luck this season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. What?
You don't want to miss any of the action. There you go, Jazz.
Thank you. Go to AnkenyFanatic.com for your best local sports coverage around.
Well, the Ankeny Hawks hold off Valley tonight, 35-10. That ball game has gone final. Here we are a minute 3 from going final, and the Jaguars are 63 seconds away from their first win of the 2020 season. in our post-game show, which can't really do the post-game show of old where we would talk to players. We'll bring in Jeff Brooks for one final thought, and Tim and I will give our thoughts, and then Cole kneels even before he took the snap. He's going to have to do that one more time, and that'll do it. Cole tonight, he scored the game's first touchdown. He's going to drop himself negative on the rushing there, but he'll take a win over personal statistics.
They should have a separate category for kneel yardage. A good hitting game, but a clean game on both sides. But, good sportsmanship on both sides.
And that will do it. Centennial kneels down one more time. And the Jaguars will get their first win of the 2020 season with a 21-17 win over Ames. It wasn't easy for the Jaguars, but they got it done. They scored the first 14, and then Ames scored 17, and then Centennial got one more score with 7:43 to play. And that's how it ended. Jeff Brooks, you're down on the sideline. Before you come on up, what'd you see tonight in that game?
Well, quite frankly, I saw two different teams in both halves. First half, Centennial, they looked like they were motivated to play, and like you said, I think they kind of got lulled into that second half, and really, they put the game away. At the end of the day, they won, right? But that wasn't the same team as I've seen all year. And for Ames, that first half, they were not, other than that one awesome play by Lipsy, they just weren't in sync. I mean, 2 weeks off with doing nothing, and it showed. They came out in that second half, and they really stepped up. Their defense was impressive in the second half, and they're going to get, a win or two here coming down the stretch, and they're a great team. So, we'll see what happens with Centennial going forward and Ames as well. So, good game. Lots of good hits.
All right. Jeff Brooks, thank you, man, for your reports down on the sideline. No rain, so he didn't run to his truck.
Yeah. Good.
All right.
Like seeing Jeff out there.
So, Tim, Jeff talked about Lipsy. 10 carries tonight, 118 yards. You take away that 83-yard score, it's a rough game. It's nine carries for about
20 yards.
About 20 yards and 4 interceptions.
Yep, and that's all he had to do. And I'll give the credit the second half. It was a tale of two games. Ames, you could tell they haven't played in 2 weeks. It's like starting all over again.
Yeah.
You get your speed up. You're playing live. You can't simulate that in practice. But I'll give the Centennial defense came in that fourth quarter. They put the game away. They caused the turnovers. They gave him field position. They rushed the quarterback. They kept him under control. So that defensive line, if there's a game ball, I'd have to find 7 or 8 of them to give that interior line, because they finished the game for them when they're clinging on to a 3-point lead.
Kevin Ferguson coached at the collegiate level, was an assistant at Southeast Polk and at Simpson, and now he is talking to his team. And there's some down faces right there, but their defense kept them in. They really kind of clamped down. Frustrated Centennial time and time again there in that second and third quarter and for half of the fourth quarter. But, J.J. Cole tonight passing threw for 122 yards. And his targets, Isaiah Stearns, 5 catches, 110 yards. But let's face it, Trey Porter, 18 carries, 114 yards. It's been a while since Centennial's had a back over the century mark.
Yeah, he brings another element. I know we got Tyler Johnson in there, and they kind of do that grind and pound, and that Trey goes out there. He can do the jet sweep. He can cut inside the tackles. He's going to be a good one. I think we're going to see many more 100-yard games out of him because he brings another element to the rushing offense, which frees up and makes that passing game go.
Well, it doesn't. Next week, who knows who Centennial is going to play? Right now, they're supposed to play Roosevelt. We know that's not going to happen. It's just a matter of what opponent they're able to find, if they are. If not, they'll be off, and then they'll finish with a game at Valley on the 9th of October. Ames, they are scheduled to play Indianola and then close with Des Moines East. We'll see what they end up getting for games. But you and I will be here next week, and the CISN Ankeny crew will have the Hawks in a home game in what might be their second to last or last home game. You just don't know.
We don't know, and it's another good team coming in. So next week it should be a fun weekend, fun game.
Unofficially tonight, Ames 282 yards total offense, Centennial 281. Pretty balanced.
Yep.
Thank you, Jeff Martins. Thank you, Jeff Brooks. Thank you, Tim Halber and the rest of the crew for CISN TV. Centennial gets their first win of the season, 21-17 over Ames. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, listening. We will talk to you next week. So long from Ankeny Stadium.